and you're ready for more. At UMGC, we offer the skills-based education you need to move your career forward. Learn how to apply AI, data science, and other emerging tech. Plus, gain skills in leadership and critical thinking. You've come far. Succeed again. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start August 12th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
We have a faucet in our bathroom that you cannot turn on. It takes like a wrench and a weightlifting exercise to turn it on. I called 2D Mechanical. It's a true story. They're at the house within an hour. They fix the problem within an hour. They're kind, courteous, professional. The pricing is amazing. They wear those little boots so they don't get any dirt in your house, and they know what the hell they're doing. They get to the problem and resolve it fast. 412-771-4100. 412-771-4100. Sat in Julian Gray's office for an hour and a half the other day, talked about, okay, if I die, how does my wife manage our assets? Okay, how about this? If I end up in a full-time nursing care facility, $15,000 a month, how do we protect the money in our 401k? How do we protect our house? How do we protect any savings? This is what Julian Gray does for people. It's amazing information. It's critical information. And you must do it. GrayOuterlaw.com, GrayOuterlaw.com. Do it now.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter. Today's the final day of our 2-day sale. Thursday, August 6th at Coons Market. Isn't that right, Frank Dentisi?
Right, Rob. In our meat department, all natural pork baby back ribs are $2.99 a pound. In our produce department, locally grown green peppers, 99 cents a pound. In our deli, yellow or white Cooper's American cheese is $3.99 a pound. And stock up on these, the Central Everyday Awesome paper towels, 8-roll pack, buy one, get one free.
It's happening now at Coons Market. Coons Market, a special place in your neighborhood, a Pittsburgh tradition.
From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser Brandon. What's up?
What's up, Marty? The biggest issue right now is on 79 North. Traffic is down to one lane approaching the Bridgeville off-ramp, and it stacks up right around Hickory Heights. You can expect delays building through that stretch. Parkway West inbound still stop and go from the top of Green Tree Hill toward the Fort Pitt Tunnel. And on the Parkway East inbound, that's settled down considerably. Only a brief tap of the brakes around the Edgewood-Swissvale on-ramp. Our next AAA traffic report at 10:45. I'm Brandon Rossi on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
This afternoon will bring clouds and some sun with a thunderstorm in some places. Humid with a high of 85. Another thunderstorm chance, low 69 tonight. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Heather Zayer, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
It's a Thursday, and we got Pirate Baseball. I'll squeeze in a show. Maybe. Depends on when Pirate Baseball ends. But listen for me. Colin Dunlap until 6 right here, KDK.
Thought about the context of this discussion we're having about this young woman who was murdered. And that's horrific enough. And then you see that she has 2 young kids, and that's horrific as well. And then you hear that both of her brothers are dead, and that's horrific as well. And I thought about one of my boys, Pastor James Hogan, who has spent so much time in the rocks, who has built his congregation in the rocks, who has built his life in the rocks. And Patrick's sitting there, and he knows this. How many times have we talked to Pastor Hogan, Patrick, about how many people in his congregation have been murdered? Murdered. And all he's trying to do is build a church and teach people about God. It's that tragic in some of these communities, is it not, sir?
It is, and it happens all too frequently.
He's had blood. I am not exaggerating this. He's had blood on the steps of his church. He's had neighbors murdered. Neighbors. And time again, I've said to him, what do we need to do? He says, someone needs to give a damn about us. One of my boys sent me a note, build more prisons. That doesn't work. It can't work. What are we going to do? Put 10 million people in jail. You know, America has 100 million felons. Can't do it. In the rocks, big front page story. 5 new homes, hope in the rocks. Okay. Will that do it? We have preached time and time again about the academic inadequacies of the school district. 4% proficiency in math for students in the rocks. That's not an exaggeration. That's not hyperbole. 4%. Less than 10% proficient in reading in the rocks. I am not exaggerating a damn thing. Pastor Hogan had a young man call him and say, you know, they called me from, and that's him calling in right now. They called me from the high school and asked me to come down and graduate. And the young man said, you know, I haven't been to school in 17 months. They said, okay. Pastor, good morning, sir. How are you?
Hi, brother. How are you?
So, I'm telling this story of this young woman who was murdered in the Strip District. And she was shot in the face. And then we find out.
Yeah, I saw that.
Then we find out that both of her brothers were also murdered. Her whole family wiped out. You have lived this. You have seen this happen as you try to save your congregation in the rocks. This violence permeates everything you try to do, doesn't it, sir?
It does, for sure.
And you've had mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters murdered that are just trying to get by in the rocks. Yes?
Yep. 100%.
And yet, nothing seems to change. Why?
There are multiple reasons for it, but one of the biggest one is that as a society, we lack the courage to deal with it, because when we point out that about a small demographic portion of 13% of the population is committing almost 60% of the murders and becoming the victims almost 60% of the time.
Wow.
Everybody screams racist and everybody shuts up. Says, oh, I guess I can't deal with it because somebody's calling me a name. But in reality, it hurts the black community to not have it fixed and addressed. And so when we say, well, don't point that finger because, you know, it hurts our feelings. Well, what hurts more, losing a young mother shot in the face in the Strip District, or dealing with this as a societal problem that has genuine causes and possible solutions.
I sent you a headline today that there are 5 new homes in the Rocks. And I said, is that hope? Is it hope?
5 new homes isn't much, but it's a start. The bigger problem for the Rocks is we need a massive influx of tax revenue to increase the size of the police force and improve the school district. And so they have that land that was Hayes Manor that ACHA has agreed that they're not going to build on, and they're going to let the borough get it into somebody's hands for development.
That's the housing authority and the projects. Yes, go ahead.
Right, but if they don't have a plan, I mean, the people that own the McKees Rocks Plaza, or Short Years Crossing as they renamed it, are willing to sell. Right behind it is that empty plot that was Hayes Manor, and then it's empty down past the Rocks Bridge. And in another town, they would be saying to developers, you've got 3/4 of a mile, it's this wide, what would you do with it? Give us a pitch. And instead here, the borough council members, as I understand it, are saying, oh, whoever wants to buy it, we'll just sell it to them.
Do you lose hope? Do you lose hope?
It's an uphill fight all the time.
Yeah.
It's not that I'm willing to give up. It's just that it's a battle. And when I talk to people that are in, ministries in the suburbs, they'll say things like, oh, all ministry's hard. Yes, that's 100% true. But this is a different animal because I've literally had people tell me, I was in my prayer closet. God directed me to come join this church. I've lasted 10 days. I'm out. I can't deal with these people. I can't deal with this place. And that's a difficult thing, but we've been at it for 21 years, and I don't think we have too much quit in us.
I'm all in, brother. Anything you need, you know that. Thank you, Pastor Hogan.
Yep. Hey, have a lovely day, my friend.
Blood on the steps of his church many, many times.
Listen to The Marty Griffin Show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Progressive knows you could have easily taken the freeway, but you took the scenic route to see a waterfall and an oddly busy boiled peanut stand. Discovering the unexpected is exactly why you bought an RV, so protect it with a bundle from Progressive. Because although you may be 3 hours behind schedule, you're 6 jars of jam richer and possibly enrolled in a butter churning workshop. Switch to Progressive and protect your RV, boat, or motorcycle by bundling with your home and auto insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
To make exercise a habit, find something you enjoy, like shopping. It counts as a workout when it's Kohl's Active Sale. Get 20% off across the store and 25% off top active brands that'll have you feeling your best. Adding to your cart is pretty much cardio, right? Find out at Kohl's. Select styles. 25% offer ends August 15th. 20% offer ends August 16th. Exclusions apply. See store or Kohls.com for details.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA. Covered by JP Roofing and Siding. Pittsburgh's #1 platinum roofing company.
From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic powered by Bowser. My man Brandon, what's up?
Hey, Marty. I-79 North is still a pretty big trouble spot approaching Bridgeville near Hickory Heights, where traffic remains reduced to one lane. The backup now stretches to that rest area. Also, for the east travelers, a major crash is blocking the two right lanes on the turnpike in the New Stanton-Donegal area, so expect significant delays through that stretch. Elsewhere, the Parkway East inbound building up again around Edgewood, Swissville, and the Parkway West inbound stays stop and go from near the top of Green Tree Hill. Our next AAA traffic report at 11:05. I'm Brandon Rossi on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Pirates baseball today on the station that invented baseball on the radio.
Deep to the wall, and it's a record, a Pirate record. Ryan O'Hearn has homered for the third time. 10 runs batted in.
The Bucks face the Brewers at 1:15 with a North Shore Tavern leadoff show presented by Keystone Custom Apparel on the voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. A question I get all the time is, how did we become the largest injury firm in the world? We have over 1,000 lawyers in all 50 states and close to 6,000 coworkers. Our call center is on duty 24/7. You can reach us at any time at forthepeople.com. But the real reason is we won a lot. When you visit our website, go to our verdicts and settlements. There you will see what our clients were offered and what they were awarded at trial. All those verdicts help us resolve many cases fairly and early. You see, nothing beats reputation. The insurance industry knows who we are. We even have insurance adjusters call us for representation because they know too. We've made it easy. On your mobile device or computer, go to forthepeople.com and we will get busy. It's that easy. Call today. Morgan & Morgan, for the people. Injured? Dial #law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Are your glass shower doors past their prime, dated, tarnished, faded, or maybe just boring? Transform your shower into a spa-like retreat with a customized glass shower enclosure from Boulevard Glass and Metal. Check out their easy, hassle-free quote request online at boulevardglassandmetal.com. Simply pick a layout, answer a few questions, and send it. They'll get back to you with a price. Or call 412-621-1799.
And Doug. Limu and I created a trick to help you remember that you can customize your car insurance and save with Liberty Mutual. You see, the shirts Limu and I wear are yellow, and yellow is the color of lemons, and lemons grow on trees, and trees provide oxygen, and oxygen helps us breathe, and breathing is how you live, and you can live more life when you save money by customizing your car insurance. I agree, Limu. It's really quite simple. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
This is the story of the one. The one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
August is Sandwich Month, and Easy Cater is rolling out a new surprise deal every week from August 3rd through 30th. That means every order of delicious sandwiches for your team comes with a side of something special just for you. From cheesesteaks and Cubanos to pita pockets and pastrami, Easy Cater makes it easy to bring everyone's favorite sandwiches to work and rack up big rewards while you're at it. New week, new deal, all August long. Visit easycater.com to place your next order and take a bite out of Sandwich Month. Restrictions apply. See offer details at easycater.com.
Have an issue in your community? Talk about it now with Marty Griffin. 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
It's an amazing conversation with Pastor Hogan, who has had a significant number of members of his congregation murdered. Has had blood on the steps of his church that he fights on. All he wants is opportunity. One of my boys who's a badass cop, law enforcement background, insane, top secret security clearance, says, build more prisons. No. No. He says it can't hurt. Yes, it can. I'm going to throw a couple numbers at you. If we want to arrest our way out of it, 20 million Americans have felony convictions. Oops. You're going to throw them in jail. Really? It's not possible. Between 70 and 100 million Americans have criminal records. You're going to throw them in jail. Can't do it. We have to find some way to create opportunity, some way to create an education system that works, and somehow figure out some friggin' way to get mom and dad together back in the game. If we can't do those things, throw up the white flag and walk away. Put fences around communities and say to hell with it. To that end, as I speak, as it goes, I get a text. People going to police right now headed to the 5,000 block of Ladora in Hazelwood. One of those communities I mentioned with the significant crime rates. For a male stabbed by a female. Right now, as we speak, in a community racked and riddled by crime, no opportunity, disjointed families, horrible schools, horrible housing, and cops headed there for a stabbing right now. And the beat goes on. Not trying to bring you down, just trying to slap you in the face with the damn truth. That you can't arrest your way out of it. You can't jail your way out of it. You can't cuff your way out of it. You can't incarcerate your way out of it. You have to create opportunity. Hogan nailed it. They wanted to build more projects in the rocks. And he said no and stood up. Said, no, we're not doing it. But now they don't know what to do. They have no opportunity. Headline, 5 new homes in the rocks. Jubilation in the rocks, 5. 5 families with hope. And as he says, it's a beginning. It's a start. But for 20 years, he's been trying this. 20. And he's raising his family there. And that man, who has 4 black children, who's married to a black woman, has been called a racist for telling the truth about the rocks and trying to create opportunity in the rocks. He called us one day to tell us that cops were called to the high school because students were turning tricks in the hallways in the rocks. All I would suggest is, folks, someone better do something soon or there will be nothing left but vacant land and spaces for prisons. And you can't arrest your way out of it. And I started this show this hour with the death of a young woman whose brothers were also murdered. And I suggest that this isn't an anomaly. This is an American tragedy. And at some point, we all better give a damn rather than just saying, oh, another shooting, black woman, moving on, until we start to care collectively and do something significant. It'll just get worse and worse and worse.
When the weather turns bad, turn to us for the best news, weather, and traffic information from the KDKA Radio Storm Center. Presented by Duquesne Light Company. Larger than light. Online and on the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Are you seeing crazy utility bills? Hello. The heat. Crazy. Let me tell you this. If your air conditioning is constantly running, you know what, folks? I'm saying a big issue could be your windows. You got to check out Universal Windows Direct right now. Because if you buy 4 windows, you get 4 free, which is insanely cool. And you receive 48 months, 0 interest financing. Makes it really easy to make this investment. I love them. They're built specifically for your home. They have an insanely perfect tight seal, less air leakage, better efficiency. Folks, Universal Windows Direct. It's so hot. Your bills are so high. Here's your solution. 412-545-6003, Universal Windows Direct. 412-545-6003. Give them a call.
Now at Lowe's, faster quotes start at the Lowe's Pro Desk. Got a material list handwritten on a sticky note or saved as a photo? Perfect. Bring it to us and get a quote in minutes. And if you don't see what you need on the shelf, we'll help you get it. You can access thousands of products beyond what's available in-store or on Lowe's.com, right from the Lowe's Pro Desk. Build quotes faster and source the materials you need to keep your jobs moving. Just like that, at Lowe's.
The best time to recommit to your gut health goals? Right now. Take charge of your gut with Nature Made. Our clinically studied ingredients support digestive health. Digestive enzymes break down nutrients. Probiotic and prebiotic fiber nourish good gut bacteria. And super greens with probiotics empower daily digestive health. Try the full lineup of gut health support from Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
KDKA and KDKA-FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
75 and mostly cloudy at 11 o'clock. I'm Paul Rasmussen. This morning on Capitol Hill.
On this vote, the yeas are 8, the nays are 5, and the motion is agreed to.
The Homeland Security and Governmental Affairs Committee voted to hold Dr. Anthony Fauci in contempt of Congress for pleading the Fifth more than 100 times during a tense hearing last week. Pennsylvania Senator John Fetterman joined the Democrats in voting no. The contempt referral goes to the U.S. Attorney's Office in Washington now, which will decide whether or not to investigate or attempt to prosecute. Severe storms brought power outages and flash flooding in Washington County last night. A downed tree on Route 50 is blamed for hundreds of power outages in Cecil Township. Heavy rain flooded roads and some businesses in Canonsburg, where West Pike Street was close by high water. The National Weather Service told us this morning 2 to 3 inches of rain fell in about 90 minutes in Fayette County, northeast of Connellsville. A partial collapse of the Tarentum Opera House last night is the reason why several nearby roads are closed. There is a hole in the brick wall on the 3rd floor of the building in the 400 block of Corbett Street. Trib Live reports 2 windows on the 1st floor were blown out by the partial collapse. Parts of East 4th and 5th Avenues and Corbett Street are closed. A fire rescue source said a complete collapse is unlikely, though, due to the building's steel skeleton. The Opera House was built in 1883. Allegheny County is preparing for Medicaid changes that officials say could leave thousands of residents without insurance. News Radio KDKA's Tamira Rush has details.
New Medicaid requirements approved by Congress could cause nearly 26,000 Allegheny County residents to lose health care coverage beginning January 1st, not because they're ineligible, but because of new paperwork and reporting requirements. In a news release, Allegheny County Executive Sarah Innamorato says the changes will also increase uncompensated care at hospitals and reduce federal funding for local behavioral health providers by more than $20 million next year. The county says it's expanding outreach efforts to help eligible residents maintain their coverage. The changes are part of the federal budget package passed last year, known as the One Big Beautiful Bill Act. Tamira Rush, News Radio KDKA.
Longtime college baseball coach Jim Tillman has died of brain cancer at the age of 64. The Western Pennsylvania native was head coach at Liberty and Middle Tennessee State Universities and was an assistant coach at South Carolina and NC State. Tolman was born in Monroeville. He graduated from Gateway High School. A private burial is set for Good Shepherd Cemetery in Monroeville. At this hour on Wall Street, the Dow is down 172 points at 54,177. The S&P up about 9 points, and the Nasdaq is up 92. KDKA Sports, the Bucks and Brewers are wrapping up a 4-game series this afternoon, and that game is on KDKA Radio with coverage starting at 1:15. Braxton Ashcraft will start for the Pirates. The news is brought to you by P.J. Fitzpatrick with their famous lifetime warranty on materials and labor. Trust PJ.com. KDKA Radio News Time, 11:03. Time to call Dina Schmidt and Michael Coleman with One Health Benefits at 724-799-8873 for health insurance that can save you thousands. 75, mostly cloudy in Pittsburgh now. AAA traffic and the AccuWeather forecast next.
Summer is winding down, making it the perfect time to get your home ready for the fall and holidays with beautiful custom window treatments from Lachina Drapery and Blind Factory. For over 60 years, Lachina has been manufacturing custom draperies in their own Dormont factory, giving homeowners superior quality, fast turnaround times, and factory direct value. Visit Lachina's Dormont or Wexford showrooms. Schedule free shop-at-home service by calling 412-665-4900 or go to lachinadrapery.com.
When it comes to family law, a lot has changed in recent years, so assumptions can be costly. If you see or sense a change coming in your family life that could have legal implications, it's important to know where you stand. Getting good legal advice early is never a bad idea. I'm Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. If you or anyone you know is facing a family law issue, start with a consultation. Visit CordellCordell.com.
Pittsburgh and Cranberry Township. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only.
Pittsburgh's very own board-certified and licensed hypnotherapist Dan Vitchoff of the PA Hypnosis Center is here to help you. He has helped train U.S. Olympic team members control their brains, stay relaxed, focused, and in control, giving them the edge for the gold. He's recognized by many organizations around the world as one of the top hypnotherapists anywhere. He has gotten over 3,000 people to give up cigarettes for good in the last 22 years. He's helped folks even who've tried gastric bypass to lose weight. He can help you and give you a 98% success guarantee. Call 724-934-8446. That's Dan Vitchoff, the PA Hypnosis Center. Mention KDKA and get $50 off any program. But call for a free consultation today, 724-934-8446. The PA Hypnosis Center with Dan Vitchoff. Make that call today, 724-934-8446.
From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA traffic powered by Bowser. My friend Brandon, what's up, brother?
Hey, Marty, the Parkway West inbound is the busiest ride. Delays stretch back to the Big Bend near the Parkway Center Drive on-ramp. The Parkway East inbound is moving better overall, but drivers are still tapping the brakes at around Edgewood, Swissvale. The earlier lane restriction on 79 North approaching Bridgeville appears to have been cleared, and traffic there is flowing normally again. Our next AAA traffic report at 11:15. I'm Brandon Rossai on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Humid this afternoon. We'll have more clouds than sun, along with a thunderstorm at a high of 85. A spotty thunderstorm tonight. Clouds and humid with a low of 69. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Heather Zaire, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
He's live, he's local, he's Marty Griffin. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Cops went into a home in Wilkinsburg, a beat-up home, man. And they made a horrific, gut-wrenching discovery when they got inside. There's a man and woman dead, and there were syringes in piles everywhere. It's just, man, these stories, man, they drag your heart through glass. So they find this couple dead, and then they hear noises in the house. Wasn't a cat. Wasn't a dog. It was an infant and a 3-year-old. They're children. The couple had probably been dead 3 days. The kids will be okay. We hope. And can I say this? It sounds like a horror movie, but I haven't told this story. This isn't the only time. I've told this story several times in inner cities and in suburbs, in rural communities. Oh, yeah. This is the American evil, this addiction epidemic. The best addiction specialist in America, who has become a good friend, Dr. Brophy. Good morning, Doc. How are you?
Good morning, sir. Thanks for having me.
Tom Brophy, that story is horrible. However, sir, we've told it before and we've heard it before, haven't we, sir?
Yeah, we certainly have, and it's always heart wrenching, but particularly a situation like this where you have these two young kids that had that gone on any longer, I mean, as we know, the human body can essentially survive for about 3 days, without adequate food and water. Had that continued and gone on any longer, I mean, who knows what had happened to these two children? And it's just a reminder of the devastating effects of addiction. Addiction, there's a lot of stigma out there. There's a lot of misunderstanding out there. But I think everyone can look at these situations and say, like, we have to do better. These poor girls are going to face a lifetime of hardship, even if they do end up, adopted by a great family, or they have the trauma of their parents dying at a very young age due to a substance use issue, and it's just absolutely tragic, and it has these kind of ripple effects throughout the entire community, not just their family, but through the whole community.
Dr. Tom Brophy is my man, and he is the guru at the Geyser Center, where they do amazing work. Hey, Doc.
Thanks, sir.
It also tells me, brother, how insanely, overwhelmingly powerful addiction is, that you would literally shoot up to the point where you're both dead and you got kids running around in the house. You know what I'm saying, Doc?
Yeah. And there's so many factors there, likely playing a role. It most certainly was likely fentanyl. I mean,
Yes.
we don't see much heroin anymore, as
No.
you know. It's all the synthetic fentanyl. But then it gets mixed with these other sedatives, things like xylazine and medetomidine, which are animal tranquilizers, and those are going to have unknown effects on people, especially depending on what their exposure to it has been in the past. So they may know how their body responds to fentanyl, but when you put these other additional sedatives into that quote-unquote dope, which, by the way, is in 90% of the street opioids, that we're seeing, you can often have situations like this where even multiple people who may be used to doing, drugs a certain way can still have an unexpected outcome like this where they die, and it's absolutely tragic. And I wish that we were doing more about it. I know that there are a lot of efforts going on. There's fentanyl test strips now. There's xylazine test strips.
Yeah.
There's things like that to help protect people. But ultimately, if we're not addressing the root cause of all of these mental health issues, that you're constantly bringing attention to, and I thank you for that. If we're not addressing the root cause, then it's never going to stabilize.
Hey, Doc.
It's just going to continue.
Hey, Doc, I was so excited to talk to you today from the Geyser Center because a local medical examiner did this report about overdose deaths last year and found a significant number of young people who were dead from, which kills me, this kratom. You can buy it in gas stations, sir? And it's killing
Man.
people?
Yes, so people have no idea.
Come on, Doc.
They end up in treatment. Kratom is an actual opioid. It's a natural plant-based. It comes from Southeast Asia. It's similar to the tea plant, but they take the leaves and traditionally in Asia, they would take those leaves and they would make like a tea out of it or like a tincture.
Yeah.
Well, that caught on over here in America, and now people actually order capsules of it. As you mentioned, you can go to a lot of local tobacco shops and gas stations. You can buy this stuff. And I just had a patient in the ER, no joke, just a couple of weeks ago, withdrawing so badly from kratom. And then she went and saw her doctor and was talking about like her struggles with cravings, but she did not mention that she was taking kratom. The doctor put her on a medication that was essentially like a shot of Narcan.
No.
And because it washed all the opioids off of her receptors. And no joke, she ended up in really bad shape in the emergency department. And this was a grown woman. So you have these kids out there that are, 18, 19 years old going and buying.
Hold on. No. My son said he has friends that are 16 buying this crap at gas stations, Doc. What? Do you have patients using this?
I believe it because it's not regulated, which is crazy to me. But they've had voted several times, including the DEA, on regulating this. And ultimately, they keep deciding not to. And it's just crazy to me. I do not understand the thought process behind not regulating and restricting kratom.
So, Doc, do you have patients coming into the Geyser Center that have this kratom? Is it an addictive thing?
Absolutely. Once you're using it on a daily basis, it's like any other opioid. Now, it's a mild opioid. It's more in line with like a Tylenol with codeine. But what often happens is they become chemically dependent on the kratom without even realizing it. Then when they try to cut back or stop using it, they go into opioid withdrawal.
Oh, come on.
And a lot of times then they'll either buy more kratom or they'll actually start taking something like Percocet or Norco, or some prescription opioid that maybe a friend has in the medicine cabinet or they have left over from an old surgery. And I can't even tell you, Marty, how many times that has resulted in somebody literally having to come in and do, a 90-day inpatient program because they became fully addicted to opioids.
Hey, Patrick, your son's in this age group with these kids that are using this. Kind of floors me, Patrick, that I can buy this in these vape shops and gas stations. It's kind of scary, brother, isn't it?
It really is. And even these kids that are buying weed from their friends, they're finding that even that's been laced with stuff. It's frightening out there. It really is.
Hey, Doc, that medical examiner also came up with a significant number of ODs from metatomidine, and this is kind of new. What the hell's this?
So metatomidine is actually very similar in chemical makeup to xylazine. It's another alpha adrenergic agonist. It's in that same class of medications, and it is also a sedative that is really only used in the animal community and veterinary medicine. But these things find their way into the illicit drug market, and so now they're even having to put people on metatomidine drips. It's called a Precedex drip. They put them in the ICU and they wean them off of it slowly, so that they don't have withdrawal seizures. And withdrawal seizures were never a thing with heroin and opioids. That was always a thing with alcohol and benzos. But as these drugs evolve and as these contaminants make their way into the drug market, it's the wild, wild west.
Can you hang, Doc?
Yeah.
It's unbelievable stuff. Dr. Tom Brophy from the Geyser Center. He's the best addiction specialist in America.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you feel embarrassed, trapped, maybe even ashamed just because you own a timeshare? Well, I'm here to tell you you're not alone. Chuck McDowell here, the timeshare cancellation guy. I get over 3,000 complaints a week from all kinds of folks that feel the same way you do. Honest people, teachers, veterans, grandparents, all losing sleep over a timeshare they can't get rid of. That's why 15 years ago, I founded Wesley Financial Group to help people take their lives back. Today, I run Wesley with my two sons, a real family business, treating every client and every employee like we would want our own family to be treated. That mindset has helped us cancel over 50,000 timeshares from people just like you. So if you're stuck in a timeshare, give us a call. Let our family help your family.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit kit. 800-330-6363. That's 800-330-6363. 800-330-6363.
Folks, appliances are big purchases. That's why I recommend Voss TV and Appliance. Family owned since 1960. Megan, Tracy, the entire Voss team are experts. They know appliances and TVs inside and out. They take the guesswork of shopping and provide helpful advice before, during, and after your purchase. Having knowledgeable people on your side that you can trust matters. Shop Voss's South Hill showroom. Go to VossTV.com or call 412-650-VOSS, 412-650-VOSS. Voss TV and Appliance. The lowest prices, guaranteed.
Time to get that painting project done that you've been putting off by calling CertaPro Painters. Hi, this is Larry Richard. My first experience more than a decade ago started with a free estimate. They got that done quickly and left the place beautifully cleaned up after a great professional job. And each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. That makes all the difference in the world. You're talking to the owner. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C.
From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. Brandon, what's up?
Hey, Marty. The biggest slowdown is on Route 51 North near the former Century 3 Mall. Construction is tying up traffic through that work zone. Parkway West inbound remains backed up to the Big Bend around the Parkway Center Drive on-ramp with a slow ride continuing down Green Tree Hill. Parkway East inbound has pretty much cleared out and is moving pretty well, but you will be tapping the brakes at the Spore Hill Tunnel. And I-79 North, once again, back to normal after an earlier lane restriction near Bridgeville. Our next AAA traffic report at 11:35. I'm Brandon Rossai on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
We have a faucet in our bathroom that you cannot turn on. It takes like a wrench and a weightlifting exercise to turn it on. I called 2D Mechanical. It's a true story. They're at the house within an hour. They fix the problem within an hour. They're kind, courteous, professional. The pricing is amazing. They wear those little boots so they don't get any dirt in your house, and they know what the hell they're doing. They get to the problem and resolve it fast. 412-771-4100. 412-771-4100. 2D Mechanical.
And Doug.
Hot dog! Get your hot dog! Customize and save with Liberty Mutual.
Hey, what are you doing?
I like your method. Direct. To the point. A little loud, but...
Listen, people don't buy car insurance the same way they do hot dogs.
Not yet, but both are customizable.
Popcorn! Get your popcorn!
Hey, this is a hot dog area.
And customize and save area. Get a quote at libertymutual.com or with your local agent.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
For the ones who get it done, Grainger offers the professional-grade products you need, delivered when and where you need them. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by.
It's 5 o'clock. Your employees are headed home, but you're still updating spreadsheets, switching between software, and wondering where the day went. There's a better way. Odoo brings accounting, sales, inventory, CRM, and more together in one fully integrated platform. So you spend less time managing software and more time running your business, because your workday should end eventually. Try Odoo free at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
Celebrate the month of August with Zero Res. Buy 2 rooms of carpet clean to get 2 rooms free, plus take $100 off your air duct cleaning too. Book online at ZeroResPGH.com and take advantage of the savings.
So my friend Carlos with Greater Pitt Tree Service, this is the guy to call. This is the company to call with all these big storms and all these big trees down. The safest, the most highly trained, the best pricing, the best equipment, the best you'll ever find. He's done several trees in our neighborhood and in our yard. 412-884-TREE, 412-884-TREE, Greater Pitt Tree Service. Give me a yell.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Everything you need, every time you listen. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Had a judge on this show yesterday live. A judge said they just snatched 2,000 bags of fentanyl. I had a judge on this show yesterday who said he had parents and called him and said, put my son in jail. Keep my son in jail, because if he's on the streets, he will die. I have called, this is a fact, and he knows this. Dr. Tom Brophy from the Geyser Center about this very issue. Doc, I've had men begging for help, and all they want is their son in jail so they won't die in the streets. You hear this all the time, don't you, sir? But that's really not the solution, is it, Doc?
Yeah, you're exactly right, Marty. I mean, out of desperation, families will often, and with my own family, I mean, we've been in those situations before too, where you just want somebody to have a roof over their head and know that they're alive. And unfortunately, no matter how hard we want somebody to get better, whether or not they embrace treatment has a lot to do with the psychology of their phases of change, and it's a complex issue, of course, or we would get people better pretty quickly and easily. But because of that, a lot of people, in fact, they used to just think, just arrest everybody, keep them in jail long enough for the drugs to work their way out of their system, and that was literally the thought process, that we would just arrest our way out of the problem eventually. And we now know, you talk to any jail warden, you talk to any chief of police, they will tell you that it is absolutely not working.
No.
And that's because, again, always going back to whatever medications we use, whatever boundaries and parameters we put up, ultimately, if we're not addressing the root cause, if we are not addressing the mental health, the physical health, the emotional health, the vocational health, you can go across the board. If you're not addressing all of those things, then you're not going to have good success rates. And unfortunately, the jails are now super frustrated because they just have that revolving door, recidivism. That people get out, and in fact, when they first get out, those first 2 weeks, they're 400% more likely to die of an overdose because their tolerance is reset, and that fentanyl has continued to get stronger. So it just, it's all bad things. And until we do a better job of rehabilitating the people while they are in jail, starting treatment programs while they're in jail, which thankfully a lot of the jails have started these past 2 years. But we have, it's such a giant mountain to climb. We need everybody on board, and we need the whole community, to be a part of the solution.
My man, I've sent this young man to Tom Brophy with the Geyser Center, and his father is in that desperate place. And it's so wild, Doc, because this guy has holes in his body. He lost a limb from the drugs.
Yeah.
He's swollen. His dad said he looks green. And he has a 4-year-old daughter who's calling his name. And he's in jail again. I swear his dad called me yesterday. They said, please call the judge and tell him to keep him in there. What the hell is it that I can't understand why, knowing he's going to die next, why he won't accept treatment, sir? Explain this for me.
So it has everything to do with the limbic system. The limbic system is this older part of our brain that is always driving us, even in our subconscious mind, even kind of working behind the scenes. It's always driving us towards the things that keep us alive. And for those of us who are not addicted to any substances, it is driving us towards things like food and water and safety and shelter and even sexual attraction to other creatures, other mates, because this is how the brain keeps all mammals alive, as a matter of fact. We have this newer part of our brain, this smart part of our brain called the prefrontal cortex, and that's where all of our executive functioning is coming from, all of our complex thoughts. But the problem is that's not where drugs go. That's not where drugs have their biggest impact. They impact that limbic system, and then what happens is the limbic system essentially becomes fooled. It recognizes the dopamine wave that it's getting from the drugs, and that dopamine wave is bigger than what you typically get from natural food, water, sex, safety, shelter, and all those sort of things that are keeping you alive. And therefore, the brain replaces the drug use as the priority, as the only thing that is going to keep the person alive. And when the limbic system needs are not met, it's just like when somebody's starving or dying of thirst. They're not able to jump back into that prefrontal cortex and use that highest executive functioning because they're in that survival mode. And that's exactly what we see with people struggling with addiction. They kind of go on autopilot and they'll do anything to acquire that drug.
Hey, Doc, before I lose you, though, I got to ask you this. The ones that you save, what's the key, sir?
Commitment and building healthy habits one day at a time. There's no quick answer. There's no 30 days and somebody's healed completely. There's no 90 days and somebody's healed completely. It is a lifelong commitment, and it's changing all of those problematic people's places and things, and ultimately rebuilding that healthy limbic system through structure, routine, habits, and embracing the neuroplasticity. That was a great question.
And you do, sir. You do save people.
Oh, absolutely, sir. And that's what makes the job rewarding. I mean, as you can imagine, it's a hard field to work in.
Oh, God.
I mean, I just lost a coworker recently. It is not an easy field, but the wins, man. When you get the wins, it's worth it, because you have family members, you have significant others, you have children coming in hugging you, and it really is an amazing part of being that healing journey and being a part of it.
It's like ringing that bell when I was cured of cancer. You're my man. He's the best addiction specialist in America. I'm so glad we met.
Sir.
From the Geyser Center, my brother.
Me too.
All right, folks, we'll be back.
Progressive knows you could have easily taken the freeway, but you took the scenic route to see a waterfall and an oddly busy boiled peanut stand. Discovering the unexpected is exactly why you bought an RV, so protect it with a bundle from Progressive. Because although you may be 3 hours behind schedule, you're 6 jars of jam richer and possibly enrolled in a butter churning workshop. Switch to Progressive and protect your RV, boat, or motorcycle by bundling with your home or auto insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
To make exercise a habit, find something you enjoy, like shopping. It counts as a workout when it's Kohl's Active Sale. Get 20% off across the store and 25% off top active brands that'll have you feeling your best. Adding to your cart is pretty much cardio, right? Find out at Kohl's. Select styles. 25% offer ends August 15th. 20% offer ends August 16th. Exclusions apply. See store or kohls.com for details.
UPMC, life-saving, life-changing medicine.
From the Aetna Medicare Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
75 with mostly cloudy skies at 11:28. I'm Paul Rasmussen. Pittsburgh is bringing city leaders from across North America together to discuss ways to fight hate and extremism. News Radio KDKA's Tamira Rush has more.
The Strong Cities Network held its mayoral retreat in Pittsburgh, bringing together mayors, government leaders, and community partners to talk about addressing hate, polarization, and division. Mayor Corey O'Connor says local governments play a key role in building stronger, more connected communities.
Hearing about what other cities are doing, how they've organized to get people's voices at the table. You know, again, people that have been discriminated against in the past. How do we change that narrative? And I think if we have more and more cities and mayors rowing in the same direction, we'll get a lot accomplished.
Organizers say the goal is for leaders to leave Pittsburgh with ideas and strategies they can take back to their own cities. Tamira Rush, News Radio, KDKA.
Work is starting next week to convert the color of bus lanes to red along Forbes and Fifth Avenues in Oakland. More on that story from News Radio KDKA's David Ballarado.
That means during the work nights from 8 p.m. to 6 a.m., buses and regular traffic alike will all be sharing a single lane of travel, while crews install the lanes made with an epoxy that has tiny red beads inside to give the lanes their crimson color. PRT's Adam Brandoff says the exact nights will depend on the weather since rain is expected.
It's night 1, night 2, night 3, and night 4. The first 2 nights are going to be on Forbes Avenue, and the second 2 nights will be on Fifth Avenue.
He says riders should pay attention to signage at their regular bus stops, letting them know when they'll be out of service and where they can catch or get off their bus. David Ballarado, News Radio, KDKA.
A deal on the Strait of Hormuz seems close. ABC's Hannah Battah reporting now. It's not clear, what an agreement might include, however.
President Trump says negotiations to reopen the Strait of Hormuz is going well, but cautioned, quote, you never know what could happen. Earlier, Iran said it's in the final stage of drafting an agreement with Oman in the strait, which has been closed to most ships. Trump claims Iran was influenced by the severity of the U.S. strikes he was threatening to launch last week.
U.S. officials say the potential deal will pave the way for the U.S. and Iran to resume negotiations on Tehran's nuclear program. On Wall Street at this hour, the Dow is down 305 points at 54,044. The S&P down 8 points, and the Nasdaq is ahead by about 50. KDKA Radio News Time 11:31. Our next update at noon on the Voice of Pittsburgh News Radio KDKA.
Hey, it's Pony back to talk about my guys from Comer and Cross. If your garage floor is cracked and stained, you already know that it's making your entire garage look bad, and a bad epoxy job makes it look worse. With one easy call to Comer and Cross, 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. You can get a quick estimate for a gleaming new Comer and Cross garage floor that you will love, just like I love mine. A Comer and Cross garage floor, gold standard. It is guaranteed to never chip, crack, or show tire lift like epoxy or paint ever. In just one day, Comer and Cross will fix all your cracks and pits perfectly. They'll apply the gleaming new Comer and Cross concrete floor you choose. They'll even move your stuff out of the garage for you. Several realtors now say a Comer and Cross garage floor can increase your home's value by up to 10%. With over 2,000 five-star reviews and 50% off installation right now, what are you waiting for? Call 1-800-NEW-FLOOR right now. That's 1-800-NEW-FLOOR, or schedule us at COMERCross.com.
Hey, want to do dinner with us tonight?
I don't know. The kids just left. I think we're just going to stay in tonight.
Oh, come on. Don't miss out again.
Miss out on what?
Catching up with friends. The sounds of winning. Celebrations. Endless laughs. And memories they'll never forget. Don't just hear about the fun. Time moves fast, so go have it. Rivers Casino. Don't miss the moment.
When you're handling an estate or an inherited home, the decisions can feel overwhelming. At Home Buyers of Pittsburgh, we help families through this every single week. We make a quick, fair cash offer on the home, coordinate any cleanouts, help you through the process, and we'll buy it in its current condition. No pressure, no surprises. Visit homebuyersoftpittsburgh.com or call 412-500-9057 for help selling today. That's 412-500-9057 for help selling today.
Home Buyers of Pittsburgh, Pittsburgh's local trusted home buyer since 2015.
Former PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. Brandon, what's up?
Hey, Marty, the Parkway West inbound is the main slowdown right now. There's a few pockets of congestion, including at the top of Green Tree Hill and coming down the Big Bend by the Parkway Center Drive on-ramp. You'll also find delays at the stoplight intersection leading towards the Liberty Tunnels. Elsewhere, major highways are moving without any significant issues, but if you're on the Parkway East inbound, you'll be braking pretty much right in the Squirrel Hill Tunnel. Our final report in the morning at 11:45. I'm Brandon Rossai on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred roofing replacement contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
More clouds than sun this afternoon. It'll be humid with a thunderstorm around and a high of 85. Low 69 with another thunderstorm in the area tonight. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Heather Zaire, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
I got to get the ticket, Nick, on this ticket thing I saw this morning. That's kind of cool. But I want to mention something about, to just kind of sum up the drug stuff. I had a father call me this morning because I called a judge for him yesterday and asked him to keep his son in jail because he's a drug addict and doesn't want him to die. And the dad was almost crying this morning when I told him the judge told his son he's going to try and keep him there for 2 years. Now think of how bad that is. The happiest moment you'll feel is knowing your son will be in jail for 2 years. It's that bad. Addiction. It's insane. Man, I've done probably a dozen interventions with drug addicts who were close friends. Some of them lived and some of them didn't. And I mean that. And it's the seventh level of hell. Bill, go ahead, man.
Hey, Marty, I think I've commented on this pretty much the same way several times, that compelled treatment can sometimes be the best thing to happen for that person as they get nabbed for public intoxication, possession, et cetera. And to be realistic, it might not take the first time. They might go back again. It might work after the first time. It might work after the fifth time. But sometimes if they go to jail, and I think Dave Sunday even said this, and they're compelled in treatment, that could be the best thing that happens to them.
I have heard that, by the way, to his point. Yes, sir.
And one example, I remember several years ago on 60 Minutes, they had a program, I forget which town in Ohio. It might have been Middletown, which is where J.D. Vance is from, or somewhere close there. But anyone who is arrested for opioid intoxication, possession, etc., the day they're released from jail, they got a shot of naloxone, which is an opioid blocker. And as part of their parole, they had to appear every month, get their dose of naloxone. And, of course, the effect tails off a little bit over the month. But basically, if they shot up, were not snorted, it wouldn't do anything because it was being blocked.
I saw that piece.
And the way I heard, the way I heard one guy put it, he said, now it lets me think about what I might do. And that's a blessing. And there have been people, and I will again go back to J.D. Vance and his mother as an example. She basically threw her nursing career out the window because of opioid abuse.
Yep.
And I think one of his speeches, since he's been vice president, I think he said she's been.
Well, regardless,
like
it's a
10
tough
years
battle, and it's hell, and I would try anything if it was my loved one. Thanks for the call. I've had friends who put their kids through rehab 35 times, and they're willing to do 36. It's the people that say I'm done with the rehab that make me sick. So you'd rather have your loved one die, not me. If it takes 1,000 rehabs, I'm in. Meantime, I saw this morning, and I wanted to run it past my man, the guru. So my kids are at that concert-going age, big time. And it's exploded, this whole entertainment factor of their lives. And concerts have become exorbitant. Blame who you want. Doesn't matter to me. But a ticket for a decent show can be $400, $800. Seriously. And there have been lawsuits and allegations and you name it. So I sent Nick like 12 articles, probably annoyed the hell out of him. And it showed Olivia Rodrigo, big-time artist, and a whole litany of prime-time players who are going to release $20 tickets. And my thing is, because I'm kind of a cynic about this, ain't no way they're $20 tickets. And by the time I get that ticket, that $20 ticket is $2,000. And I got the man himself, Ticket Nick, to take a look. What's up, brother? How are you?
I'm good. How's it going, Marty?
Is this real or is this crap?
No, it is real, but it's, plus local taxes and fees. So it won't be $2,000, but it will be probably closer to $35, $50.
But that's cheap as hell.
Oh, yeah. But, I mean, here's the deal. You're limited to 2 tickets for that program.
Oh.
And you do not know the location.
Oh.
Until the day of the show, until you pick them up from the box office.
So this is Coldplay, Olivia Rodriguez, Charlie XCX. These are primetime players. And so how
Correct.
are they going to do this, Nick?
So they're going to release the seats, probably all through the fan clubs.
Oh.
You purchase it. Then, it is a will call.
Oh.
So you have to go to the box office, pick it up.
Oh.
Typically, most will calls are already behind security. So you're not really going to be able to leave the facility. So they probably won't hit the secondary market. And the other piece of it is there are probably going to be a couple good seats in there. But it does say, limited view spaces or standing are possibilities. So
wow.
I'm sure this program is, they know they can open up X amount of seats. And they open it up, after the stage is set up in that venue. and they know that, an obstructed view that they can't say, I'm not trying to help the fan.
Yeah, but here's what I love this, though, Nick, because what you said, you sent me some notes. So they're going to release the tickets real late. You're going to have to pick them up yourself. And so what they're trying to do is you can't pass them along to 15 people and jack up the price to $2,000. Is that what they're trying to pull off here?
Exactly. Wow. I mean, now granted, Olivia Rodrigo is a big act.
Yep.
But to give you an example, for a limited view upper level seat, it's not $500 a ticket. You're probably looking more at like $175.
But still cool.
$190.
But still cool.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Hey, Patrick.
It's definitely something.
Hold on a second, Patrick. You hearing this? So what they're trying to do, Patrick? You get the tickets that day. You don't know where you're sitting. You have to pick them up at will call. This is kind of a big step, isn't it, Patrick, to say you are not going to sell my ticket for $1,000, right? Right?
Yeah, it's a nice thing for fans, I think. Hey, $20 plus taxes and fees, that's a bargain for sure. And, who knows how many tickets they're actually going to put in these pools. But even doing some, I think it's a fantastic thing. I hope more artists do this.
Nick, do you like it?
I mean, I think it's something that the artist can stand on to say they're actually helping the fan. But again, how many fans do you know that will say, "Hey, I just want in the building"?
I'll tell you what will happen. I'll tell you who will do it. The kids will do it.
Oh, the kids will definitely do it. But I can tell you that my customers want to know an exact location.
Oh, old man Marty ain't doing it.
No.
But so Nick, so they're kind of wrapping their arms around. I got to find some way to control this price madness. Yeah, right.
Yes, I mean it's cool. A very small number of tickets. They're not willing to tell you. Yeah, they're not willing to tell you how many tickets they're doing it this way. So I mean, is that 20 tickets? Is it 100 tickets? Well, how many tickets is it?
You know what they did in Broadway, because I was just there thanks to Nick. There was a teenage girl sitting like right in our area, and she said she saw this show, The Outsiders, 43 times. And she said every day, 20 minutes before the show starts, they release tickets to minors, teenagers, 18 and under, for half off. For the same reasons, right, Nick? Give them great seats, right? Right?
Broadway has had a program. They have several programs.
Oh,
but they have been at the forefront of all of this. I mean, they have a program that unsold seats hit a discount conglomerate, and their goal is to have packed theaters all the time.
I see.
So, they don't want to have a theater where it's partially empty.
Ticket Nick.
Want to have
me and Ticket Nick, $20 behind the pole for Coldplay. Meet you there. Thanks, Nick.
Sounds good. Take care, Marty.
Happening, my man.
It's a Thursday, and we got Pirate Baseball. I'll squeeze in a show, maybe. Depends on when Pirate Baseball ends. But listen for me. Colin Dunlap until 6, right here, KDK.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
Suffering from peripheral neuropathy? Learn how over 15,000 sufferers regained their comfort, mobility, and quality of life with Tri-State Neuropathy Center's successful treatment plan that is FDA cleared, non-invasive, and drug-free. Here's Sean Ritchie, DC, and Tri-State's founder about one of their many satisfied patients.
One thing I've learned about people that get numb with their neuropathy, they have balance issues, just like Bob from Gibsonia. His numbness got so bad, he started to have to shuffle and was starting to have some falls. After completing our FDA-cleared treatment program, he is doing so much better. In fact, he was at his friend's house and he was at the American Legions, and they couldn't believe the difference that they saw in him.
Tri-State Neuropathy Centers help Bob. Let them help you next. Call 724-940-9000 for a free consultation. That's 724-940-9000. Tri-State Neuropathy Centers, the leader in treating peripheral neuropathy. Learn more at marydanston.com.
Carpal tunnel syndrome.
heart failure that doesn't improve with common medicines. These are some signs and symptoms associated with ATTR-CM, or the cardiomyopathy of ATTR amyloidosis, a serious heart condition with symptoms that get worse over time. Amvuttra, vutrisiran, is a prescription medicine given by a healthcare provider that treats ATTR-CM in adults to reduce heart-related death, hospital stays, and urgent visits. In a clinical study, Amvuttra was proven to help people live longer and have fewer heart-related hospital stays and urgent visits over 3 years compared to placebo. Amvuttra lowers the amount of vitamin A in your blood, which can affect vision. Other side effects include pain in the arms or legs, pain in the joints, and shortness of breath. These are not all the possible side effects of Amvuttra. For prescribing information, call 1-833-256-2748 or learn more at amvuttra.com. Ask your doctor about Amvuttra for ATTR-CM.
From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. Brandon, what's up?
Hey, Marty, there's a crash affecting the East North Avenue exit toward Route 28 North and East Ohio Street. That's right next to the Parkway North. So expect slowing through that interchange if you're up in that direction. Speaking of Route 28, south is also very busy from the 31st Street Bridge into the city. On the Parkway West inbound, traffic also stacking up at the top of Green Tree Hill before easing as you make your way towards the Fort Pitt Tunnel. With AAA Traffic, I'm Brandon Rossi on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Pirates baseball today on the station that invented baseball on the radio.
Deep to the wall, and it's a record! A Pirate record! Ryan O'Hearn has homered for the third time. 10 runs batted in.
The Bucks face the Brewers at 1:15 with a North Shore Tavern leadoff show presented by Keystone Custom Apparel on the voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
And Doug. Limu and I created a trick to help you remember that you can customize your car insurance and save with Liberty Mutual. You see, the shirts Limu and I wear are yellow, and yellow is the color of lemons. And lemons grow on trees, and trees provide oxygen. And oxygen helps us breathe, and breathing is how you live. And you can live more life when you save money by customizing your car insurance. I agree, Limu. It's really quite simple. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Life in the blink of an eye. My son, Vince, is turning 16. Wow. And I'm calling Oakmont Bakery, and I'm looking on their page because they have 3,000 ideas for handmade cakes, bespoke, anything you want. Flavors, shapes, sizes, you name it, they do it. Made my daughter insanely cool ballet slippers for her 16th. Oakmont Bakery. Delicious.
It's Marty Griffin on the voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
I know we kind of, we're all over the map sometimes with the show, but that's the way I want it, and that's why I like it. I think there's so many different things that affect all of us. And tickets are a big, big deal. And I mentioned my daughters, and Nick agreed. By the way, Nick is probably the best, most insider guy I've ever met in that business. If you needed a ticket, And this is the amazing part of these guys, and there's only a handful of them in the country. If you needed a ticket for the Russian ballet in Moscow tonight, my man would be like, give me 10 minutes. But guys like him are getting kind of barraged by the process in the marketplace. Because what happens is these entertainers, my daughter mentioned this. So Harry Styles, everybody wants to see him. He has all these shows in New York. My daughter tried to get tickets. And I know Patrick has heard these stories. There were 20 million people in queue. Ha! That means, Patrick, we've seen this before. So Harry's tickets go on sale, whatever. Let's say 7 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday. Who cares? And you sign on, I'm going to get a ticket. That means, Patrick, 20 million people are waiting in line for those tickets, right?
Yeah, and it's random how you pop up.
Yes.
So all those 20 million people are in there. It's not like it's going to tell you, okay, you're up in 30 minutes and 42 seconds. You could pop up, or you could be waiting for 8 hours.
Now,
it's awful.
You might remember, my daughter said Harry bought back a bunch of tickets and then sold them directly to fans to try and get around the craziness that happened in the marketplace. But let me say this, because I know this. A lot of these artists and most of these sports teams, they sell big chunks of whatever they have on this secondary market, and they make wads of cash on it. So this whole notion that they're all above this and they're all high and mighty and they want everybody to get in there for $10 is not exactly accurate now, is it, Patrick?
No, they're playing every angle they can.
I have never, though, ever seen anything like it where this is no BS. You'll see these concerts for tickets that are $800 just to get in. It's kind of beyond the reach of most people. And what it's done is it's angered Americans. So now they go to their senators and congressmen. Now they're trying to come at these guys. You've seen this, haven't you? So I have, Patrick. Ticketmaster, all of them getting jacked with.
Oh, especially when they started doing the dynamic pricing.
Yes.
That really messed it up for people. So you used to have a flat ticket rate for whatever section, but now if it's a more popular concert or a more popular, part of the show, you're going to pay more. So the price is more depending on popularity.
I kind of give up when my kids want to go to a hot show. I find it unreasonable. Like if you're taking your family to a show and tickets are averaging $450 and you have 5 people, you can't do that. It's not Ticketmaster. And you can't be just angry at the artist, Patrick, because what's happened is we talked about this. In the day, Elton John would release an album, he'd sell 10 million copies, he'd make $100 million, whatever. And he'd be cool. Now, they make, what do they make on a stream, Patrick? A half of a penny or some craziness? Some weird low?
It's a couple of cents here and there, yeah. Their money doesn't come from album sales anymore, and it hasn't for a while now.
For years.
So they got to make it up somewhere. So, yeah, you used to, you would do a tour to promote an album and album sales. Well, now it's the other way around. You release songs, and then you have to be a hell of a performer, so people want to see you and see your show live and pay more. That's the only way they make money is by these shows.
The only way they cover their nut, the only way they make a really good living, and a lot of them do, is what he's saying in charging $400 to $800 for a ticket. And that's just the way it is. I don't care what Congress says. I don't care. I don't see a dynamic change. Do you? Other than like these kind of deals where they offer a couple thousand seats. But there's not going to be some tectonic shift, is there, Pat? No way.
No, the bigger shift will be like they did in Europe, where they cap the resale. So the resale value could only be a certain percentage over the face value. That's probably about the only way you can do something.
Almost like a governor on an engine.
Slow that down.
The limit is the limit.
Yep.
I am blown away by some of the prices. We wanted to see Adele. Ha! Adele! Now, she had my favorite singer on earth. She had some residency in Vegas. If I'm lying, I am dying. $17,000 tickets. And Patrick, people pay that madness. It's crazy. You know?
I saw some that went as high as 20 for that series. Wow. Yeah.
I will watch her on YouTube. But love taking Nick because he's a true insider. And I like this deal because they're going to offer some seats and they're going to control it so that you get them that day at will call and you don't know where it is and you can't sell it to 35 people. And all right, cool. We'll let that go. I like that.
It's the little things. The information you need. People you know. The little things that make a big difference. The voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
For a lot of workplaces, the work week doesn't end on Friday. That's why there's EasyCater, the best way to order food from favorite restaurants for your hardworking team, even on weekends. With EasyCater, you'll find great options for any group size and any shift, with tools to help meet dietary needs, stay on budget, and simplify expenses, all backed by our award-winning 24/7 support. EasyCater, your Monday through Sunday workplace food platform. Start an order for your weekend crew at easycater.com.
Hi, this is elder law attorney Carl Zachariah with the elder law firm of Zachariah Brown. You know, every day I get a call from somebody because they have a loved one in the nursing home. They lost their house, they lost all their money, and they are in trouble, and that's when they call. Why do they call us? Because we can help. The better call to make, though, is to call ahead of time. As soon as you have a loved one going into a nursing facility, call us immediately, and we'll help take care of you. Zachariah Brown, 724-942-6200, or PittsburghElderLaw.com.
Let me tell you something about insurance. When you sign your insurance policy, for some brokers, that's the finish line. Handshake, commission, done. Then you may not hear from them again until it's time for renewal. But your business runs all year, so do the gaps and the risk. So go to Supersure.com. If your company has more than 25 employees, whether you're the owner, CFO, or HR manager, it can be too complex to just go buy a policy online. Supersure is the super agency built for you, licensed in every state for your business insurance and employee benefits, all with year-round support for you and your team. At Supersure.com, you can access tools like fine print facts. It'll translate your current policy into plain English so you see what's covered and what's not. Plus a business value calculator so you can estimate what your business is worth so you know what actually needs protecting. Go to Supersure.com. One super agency, one powerful platform, all your policies in one place. Supersure.com. That's Supersure.com. Paid for by Supersure Insurance Agency, LLC, a licensed insurance agency.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
KDKA and KDKA-FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It's 78, mostly cloudy skies at 12 o'clock. I'm Paul Rasmussen. Longtime college baseball coach Jim Toman has died of brain cancer at the age of 64. The Western Pennsylvania native was head coach at Liberty and Middle Tennessee State Universities and was assistant coach at South Carolina and NC State. Toman was born in Monroeville and graduated from Gateway High School. A private burial is set for Good Shepherd Cemetery in Monroeville. Severe storms brought power outages and flash flooding in Washington County last night. A downed tree on Route 50 is blamed for hundreds of power outages in Cecil Township. Heavy rain flooded roads and some businesses in Canonsburg, where West Pike Street was closed by high water. The National Weather Service reports 2 to 3 inches of rain fell in about 90 minutes in Fayette County, northeast of Connellsville. Amazon may be eyeing another major investment in Western Pennsylvania. We have details from News Radio KDKA's Tamira Rush.
Amazon Web Services is reportedly exploring a possible data center campus next to the planned Homer City natural gas plant in Indiana County. The development was first reported by Trib Live. According to the report, an Amazon spokesperson said the company is evaluating multiple sites across Pennsylvania as part of its $20 billion investment in the state and is in discussions with Homer City redevelopment. No final agreement has been announced. Tamira Rush, News Radio KDKA.
A 26-year-old man is accused of soliciting sex from a teenage girl on the south side on Tuesday morning. Police say Deontay Dux of McKees Rocks told a 13-year-old girl who was with 3 other children he wanted to have sex with her. When he was told she was underage, Dux allegedly replied, "I don't care about her age. That is what we do in my country." Dux is in the Allegheny County Jail now. He's charged with solicitation, sexual assault of a child, and more. His preliminary hearing is next week. This morning on Capitol Hill.
On this vote, the yeas are 8, the nays are 5, and the motion is agreed to.
That's the Homeland Security and Governmental Affairs Committee vote to hold Dr. Anthony Fauci in contempt of Congress for pleading the Fifth more than 100 times during a tense hearing last week. Pennsylvania Senator John Fetterman joined the Democrats in voting no. This contempt referral goes now to the U.S. Attorney's Office in Washington, which will decide whether or not to investigate further or attempt to prosecute. Restaurant chain Qdoba is following Chipotle in removing jalapenos from its locations due to a salmonella outbreak. Here's ABC's Sophie Flay.
The CDC says a salmonella outbreak linked to jalapenos distributed to restaurant chains including Chipotle and Qdoba is growing. Officials now say 345 people have gotten sick in 27 states, and dozens of people have been hospitalized. The peppers were grown in Mexico, and both restaurant chains have now removed them from their menus.
The majority of cases of salmonella are in Colorado and Minnesota, with none so far reported in Pennsylvania. On Wall Street, the Dow is down 372 points at 53,978. The S&P is down 20 points and the Nasdaq is down 41. In KDKA Sports, the Bucks and Brewers are wrapping up a 4-game series this afternoon. You can listen on KDKA Radio. Our coverage starts at 1:15. Braxton Ashcraft will be starting for the Pirates. The news is brought to you by PJ Fitzpatrick. Home improvements with no interest financing if you need it. TrustPJ.com. KDKA Radio News Time, 12:03. Time to visit RomeMonuments.com. Life is a journey to remember. Memorialize the journey. RomeMonuments.com. 78 and cloudy in Pittsburgh with the AccuWeather forecast next.
Every time I've had CertaPro painters do work on my home, I really appreciate their professionalism. They make it worry-free, and it starts with a free estimate, all at the right price. And I love that each CertaPro painter's business is independently owned and operated. Hi, this is Larry Richard. It's the perfect time to reach out, get CertaPro painters to visit your home. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. You'll be so glad you did. Trust CertaPro Painters.
Today's the final day of our 2-day sale. Thursday, August 6th at Coons Market. Isn't that right, Frank Dentisi?
Right, Rob. In our meat department, hardwood smoked Jamestown sliced bacon, 1-pound package, $2.29 each. In our produce department, avocados, 69 cents each. In our deli, Silver Star ham off the bone is $4.99 a pound. And stock up on these Powerade sports drinks, 8-pack, 20-ounce bottles, $4.88 each.
It's all happening now at Coons Market. Coons Market, a Pittsburgh tradition.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
More clouds than sun this afternoon. It'll be humid with a thunderstorm around and a high of 85. Low 69 with another thunderstorm in the area tonight. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Heather Zaire, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Tootie Mechanical Systems, Pittsburgh's HVAC, plumbing, and electric leaders, is a family business that I truly admire. Tootie culture is built on ethics, service, and making a difference in our community. Tootie Mechanical Systems, they're the people you want working in your home.
Have an issue in your community? Talk about it now with Marty Griffin. 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
We've had this debate on this show for, a couple of years about the South Side. Its demise, its rise, the crime, the drugs, whatever. The vacancy rate, This new plan to tax the business owners until they all leave. This street fest that they put in place on weekends where they check everyone for weapons and ID, and it's become this kind of wild point of contention, so much so that Monday at 11, and this is unusual, I have the sergeant who kind of sort of runs the South Side, Sergeant Robinson. His brother is a badass too, a Devlin state leader who I love. I love them both. And their commander is going to be here live to debate the South Side, to tell you the truth as they see it about crime and business and fear and insanity of the South Side. I posted some pictures from my man Patrick that are weird. Patrick, describe the photos that we put on social media and the significance of those photos, please.
Sure. The pictures, well, we got them from the surveillance cameras that are up and down the Carson Street corridor over there, sent to us by Rich Chupka. The photos show 10 o'clock at night. It's a freaking ghost town.
Dead.
There are very few people on the streets, if any.
And the argument being,
ghost town.
The argument being, no kidding, there's no crime. There's no people and no business, right?
Exactly. And that's what the business owners are saying, that, you know, their businesses are suffering because there's no one there. So yeah, it's safe and clean and nothing's happening, but nothing is happening in their businesses either.
One of my favorite people on the South Side is my friend Lynn, who has lived this. In fact, Lynn tells me this has aged you, hasn't it? Hasn't it? This whole South Side, hasn't it? Right?
It has.
How? How has it?
Now they're just going for a money grab, Marty. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Let's talk about those pictures first. Are they accurate?
It is. Maybe around 1 o'clock in the morning, things seem to build up. You'll see the 3 or 4 bars that will have a crowd, and that's it.
That's it.
And then when they leave out, then the police have to push them off around 2:10 in the morning and push them all the way down to 18th Street. And that's where I'm at, and it just gets ridiculous. 18th Street parking lot is just a mess. They come on to Wharton Street. They come on to Sydney Street. Sarah Street's probably, dealing with this influx. And they'll just sit and party on people's porches for a little bit. I don't see any cops really riding around on the back streets when they start leaving these people out at 18th Street. And then the people have to find their way back to their car, which they might be parked all the way down on, 12th Street. So they'll have to take the back streets all the way down.
Wow.
So then it turns into a circus.
So the plan is drive away the crime. Is it working at all in that regard?
I guess kind of. I mean, there's not the shootings on Carson, but, some of that element is still in the back because they're partying out of their cars. And they'll drink, and then they'll go up on Carson. So, I'm not sure what the bars are getting. I know a few of the bars do get a crowd, but everything else, the gyro shop, I don't even know if they're even making money. I see them closing early.
So I used to go to this Carson Street deli all the time. Insanely good Reuben sandwich. And I get this notification. Now, this is weird. They're selling the business for $165,000.
That's what I hear.
In that world, that's nothing. That is nothing, is it, Lynn? He just wants out, right?
Right. I just heard that too a few months ago. But I think he's just trying to cut his losses on his equipment and get out. I mean, he has a viable business there for decades. I guess the foot traffic and the the daytime economy hurt it just like everything else.
So your councilman hates me. He says I'm a liar, that I conspire with Richie, the mayor of the unofficial mayor, Chupka, the unofficial mayor of the South Side, that I'm lying, that business is thriving and business is back. Is that accurate, Lynn?
No, he, I'm not going to say on air what I feel, but, the public image is, with the leadership, appears spineless after, these bars that act as nightclubs for the last 7 years. I mean, a lot of these people need to stop being friends with some of these places.
The nuisance bars.
And hold them accountable.
Yeah.
I mean, everything is unacceptable. This is no longer inherited from his, the Councilman Krause. You can't give it. It's his baby now. He should take responsibility. There's so much time and energy that was wasted on everything, but fixing this mess directly. Right. I mean, we have lost so much faith in our city government on how they spend money and how they profit money, for their own well-being.
So they want to tax you and the other business owners and use that for stuff, whether it's extra security or events, whatever it takes to promote the South Side. Are you cool with that?
No, not at all. These small businesses cannot even make ends meet. I mean, there's no foot traffic for 5 years. And then we have the building owners. They're just passing along the tax to the storefront owners. I mean, it's going to drive out the existing businesses out. We need to focus on the public safety, and, public safety is already funded. This is just a money grab for them to have committees, and it's the same people in these committees. I mean, really, we should be calling this so-called committee and having them get 60% to approve this. But we, as the owners down there, we have to go and get 40% of the building owners and residents. We need to go and kill this tax. Well, I mean, they should be getting 60% to approve it. I don't understand this.
I hate it. I think it sucks.
They say that, this isn't a city tax, but when you get the return label, it comes from the city-county building on Grand Street.
I think it sucks. I think you already pay taxes, don't you? Last I checked, Lynn.
Right.
Right.
What are we doing? We're asking to pay even more taxes when our property values and our businesses continue to decline for the last 7 years. I mean, leasing a commercial space has become increasingly, hard. I mean, look at the quality of places on Southside now on the street. We lost our anchor restaurants, Fatheads, Nakama, Few Good Bars, and now you just said that the Carson City Deli's up for sale. I mean,
you have been labeled as one of the troublemakers, and I love her. And she's amazing to me because she has the courage to speak out because some people don't. You've been threatened just by talking about and or showing people videos of shootings or violence, haven't you?
Right.
Right.
It's the truth. I mean, we have residents down there. We have people that are elderly that live down there, right a block off Carson. This is ridiculous to live in this type of environment. What other part of the city that is this well known, that was, an attraction?
Oh my God, it was big.
Live like this?
I don't know.
Never.
Just so you understand this, folks, this wonderful woman who spent much of her life here, building a business here and relationships here, has been threatened for showing pictures and or videos of the madness down there. How the hell do we explain our way out of that one, Lynn? How does that make any sense to anyone?
I don't know. I'm a Southside girl. I can take it.
I know you can. I love you for it. Do you hang forever?
For
you?
Going through this? Sure. Yeah. I'm in it for the long haul.
Good. I'll do anything to help. They like to make me the bad guy. But I used to live on Mount Washington. I was down there eating at those restaurants 3 nights a week. We haven't had dinner on the South Side in 10 years for the very reasons she discussed. And I'm not an idiot. My daughters are both at Pitt. They won't go down there because they're afraid. So they can tell you all they want that you're full of crap and I'm full of crap and we're liars, but truth to power, as I like to say, Lynn, right?
Right. I mean, look, we have vacancies, we have a loss of property value, and now they're going to hit us on the head with, hey, we need you to contribute $500,000 a year.
Come on.
I mean, they're going after funeral homes for money. They're going after the old age houses down on 28th Street. They're asking them for $15,000 a year. I mean, and then it's an HOA fee.
Yep, it is.
And they have these committees that are already, people are already on these other committees. It's just a way for them to pay themselves.
It ain't working.
Ridiculous.
Lynn, you're the best.
And we already pay taxes.
You are a rock star. Thank you.
Thanks, Marty.
She's the best. Truth to power, sister.
Listen to the Marty Griffin Show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. Mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. But at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited everything for just $35 a line. That's $35 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data. Switch to the carrier ranked #1 in network coverage and customer satisfaction and get unlimited everything for just $35 a month. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit Consumer Cellular online or in-store today. Price includes $5 credit for autopay and e-billing. Taxes and fees apply. Data speeds reduced after 35 gigabytes. Rankings done by 2025 ACSI survey.
Hey, folks, it's Marty. I was in ICU at UPMC. They saved my life. And this was recently. The care was around the clock. And the medicine was insane. And the doctors and the nurses and the kindness. They saved my life again. The truth is that it's the greatest health care I've ever received anywhere in the world. And it truly is life-saving, life-changing medicine. UPMC. I'm a believer.
Hey, I'm Sam.
And I'm Calvin, with Cousins Roofing, Siding, and Decks.
Calvin, you know what I love most about this job? That moment when the job's done. Maybe it's a new roof, upgraded siding, or a deck that makes you want to be outside, and you see that look on the customer's face.
Yeah, man, that never gets old. The care, the clean work, no shortcuts. And that's just how these Cousins have been doing it ever since Grandma's garage.
And that's not changing.
Call the Cousins.
Cousins Roofing, Siding, and Decks. Call the Cousins.
Ready to start thinking like Wall Street without leaving Main Street? Tune in Monday evenings at 7 for the Cranberry Wealth Retirement Show with Kelton Burgess. Right here on the Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM, AM 1020, KDKA.
Hey, it's Pony back to talk about my guys from Comer and Cross. If your garage floor is cracked and stained, you already know that it's making your entire garage look bad, and a bad epoxy job makes it look worse. With one easy call to Comer and Cross, 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. You can get a quick estimate for a gleaming new Comer and Cross garage floor that you will love, just like I love mine. The Comer and Cross garage floor, gold standard. It is guaranteed to never chip, crack, or show tire lift like epoxy or paint ever. In just one day, Comer and Cross will fix all your cracks and pits perfectly. They'll apply the gleaming new Comer and Cross concrete floor you choose. They'll even move your stuff out of the garage for you. Several realtors now say a Comer and Cross garage floor can increase your home's value by up to 10%. With over 2,000 five-star reviews and 50% off installation right now, what are you waiting for? Call 1-800-NEW-FLOOR right now. That's 1-800-NEW-FLOOR or schedule us at COMERCross.com.
I'm back to doing what I love and more, thanks to the Good Feet store.
Don't let bad feet stop you from being active and getting healthy. Trade in your bad feet for good feet at the Good Feet store.
When it comes to family law, a lot has changed in recent years, so assumptions can be costly. If you see or sense a change coming in your family life that could have legal implications, it's important to know where you stand. Getting good legal advice early is never a bad idea. I'm Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. If you or anyone you know is facing a family law issue, start with a consultation. Visit CordellCordell.com.
Pittsburgh and Cranberry Township. Joseph Cordell. Licensed in Missouri and Illinois only.
UPMC, life-saving, life-changing medicine.
Where Pittsburgh comes to talk. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Bruce Krause, the former city councilman, wanted to choke me. He was a pain in the ass, man. And that was his area, and he hated this rhetoric. Well, his understudy is the current councilman, so he hates me. Sending me this text. You have no idea what you're talking about. Oh, Bobby Charland will not come on the show. He's afraid of me. You should be, sir. No, man, come on. I find it a little disorienting, this us versus them mentality. You have two very successful business owners, Chupka and Lynn, who are portrayed as the bad guys all day long. Liars, fabricators, they make this stuff up. Rich, why the hell would you make up stuff that at the end of the day could hurt your business by scaring people away from the South Side? Why would you do that, sir? Why?
Well, we don't. I mean, we actually have, video and photographic evidence of the violence and everything else. And if you just take a walk up Carson, you can see all the vacancies,
So it would be best for you just to shut up and hope it gets better, but you're yelling because you want it to change, right?
Well, Marty, after 7 years, how much more can you take?
So
7 years of violence, lawlessness, chaos, meetings, all these meetings that they have, and nothing's ever accomplished.
And she has been threatened for being the eyes and ears of the street there. Threatened. For telling,
yeah.
Huh?
Yep. By the people that preach tolerance and acceptance, and then they, if you don't agree with them, then they become violent.
I sent them your crime stats, and they agreed. They did.
Well, yeah, it's their stats. They post these things, and they think that you get amnesia and you don't read them, and it's their stats. 3 years ago in July, we went to a meeting, and the lady who was the liaison for the public safety shows up and hands us a paper saying that there was only 12 shootings in Southside in the year 2022. And I said, this has got to be a misprint, because there was over 100 shootings.
So hold on. You heard me. I'm a big fan of Sergeant Robinson. You know this. Him and his brother, Devlin. And he is actually stepping up here and bringing his commander into the studio Monday. I kind of like him taking this on, head on. I respect that, don't you?
Oh, yeah. If you have an extra seat, I could be there.
Oh, yeah. Woo! What if they tase you, man?
They're good guys. They want to do that.
There have been times when they wanted to choke you, though.
Oh yeah. When you speak the truth, and and they're trying to spin a different narrative.
Yeah, but here's what they would say: that you never see any daylight. It's always dark for you. You never, ever say, "All right, let's try this. Let's try that." That you always say the South Side sucks, and the enforcement sucks, and that you don't ever see a bright side. Is that fair?
No, that's not fair at all, Marty, because, I live here, and we've been here since 1908, and I want Southside to be the number one neighborhood in Pittsburgh like it used to be. As to our location, we're close to downtown, close to Oakland. This should be the number one neighborhood in Southside.
It should.
And, and
here's the only thing I would say after yesterday, and then we posted these pictures on social. And my cop buddies all say the same thing. We got to start somewhere. Get rid of the riffraff and go from there. I think that's fair.
Well, let's start with just following the laws, enforce the laws on the books, and that's where you actually start at. You don't start by shutting down a state highway to have a flea market paid for by the overtaxed taxpayers of Pittsburgh. You don't do that.
The unofficial mayor of the Southside, Rich Shipcup, my man. Let's wrap on Monday, man. Thank you.
Okay, Marty, thank you.
It's fascinating to me. I want it to be okay. I went to the Southside for dinner on Monday night with my family. It was fantastic. It was amazing. It's beautiful over there. It is. But it was dead. It was dead. And I saw nothing but hope, an opportunity, and a unique place to live for young people with cool businesses. I want it to work. Big time. Big time.
I'm Piera Palazzolo, VP of Digital Marketing for the American Management Association, a company focused on the management training skills needed to enhance the careers of business professionals. We did our research when it came to the best companies for website development and chose AmericanEagle.com. And we couldn't be happier. AmericanEagle.com worked closely with us to understand the front and back end requirements needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars nationwide. Our robust new website and improved SEO saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at amanet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today. Dial 877-WebNow1 for a free digital consultation with AmericanEagle.com.
When you get a diagnosis of Parkinson's disease, things get real.
And nobody understands that better than the Parkinson's Foundation. All across the country, we provide resources and support in the fight against Parkinson's, a neurological disease that affects movement.
The Parkinson's Foundation is dedicated to improving care and advancing research towards a cure.
And when you call our helpline, you'll speak to a real person who can help you find the right information. Because while living with Parkinson's can be challenging, there are things you can do to improve your quality of life. So, whether you're newly diagnosed, have been living with Parkinson's for years, or caring for a loved one,
when Parkinson's gets real, find real answers at the Parkinson's Foundation.
Go to parkinson.org or call our helpline at 1-800-4PD-INFO, 1-800-473-4636. The Parkinson's Foundation. Better lives together.
I'm pediatric allergist Dr. Carla Davis. If your child has asthma, let's take a breath together and talk about it. Does your child need to use a quick relief inhaler or a breathing treatment more than twice a week to treat asthma? Has your child repeatedly awakened at night due to coughing, wheezing, or shortness of breath? Have you taken your child to the emergency room, urgent care, or hospital for asthma symptoms? Has your child missed school because of asthma? If you said yes to any of these questions, it's time to talk to an allergy and asthma specialist like me, who understands how difficult and frustrating it is to see your child struggle with asthma every single day. The good news is there are new ways and new medications to help you and your child take control of asthma and live an active life. If you feel your child's asthma is not under control, go to controlyourasthma.org.
From the Aetna Medicare Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It's 80 degrees at 12:30. I'm David Ballarado. Guilty pleas Wednesday from a Pittsburgh woman to multiple charges for posing as a nurse by using IDs that were stolen from real nurses. News Radio KDKA's Paul Rasmussen has that story.
40-year-old Shannon Womack did it to get access to prescription painkillers. She was sentenced Wednesday at the Washington County Courthouse to 4.5 to 9 years in state prison, followed by 6 years on probation. Womack was caught last year in a traffic stop after giving troopers a false identity. She had around 20 different aliases and 7 Social Security numbers. Besides impersonating nurses at facilities in Washington County, Womack did the same in Allegheny, Beaver, Westmoreland, and 2 more Pennsylvania counties. Authorities say she has warrants for identity fraud in 4 other states. Paul Rasmussen, News Radio KDKA.
City leaders from across North America are gathering here to share solutions through the Strong Cities Network mayoral retreat. Dr. Asa Lee with Pittsburgh Theological Seminary says those connections can play an important role in preventing hate and helping communities heal after tragedies like Tree of Life.
So the Tree of Life shooting is in a synagogue. It happens as a result of radical anti-Semitic beliefs and takes place in a community of faith. And it's the most horrific attack in American history. And so then how do we not just deal with the extremism that caused it, but how do we work to prevent it?
Dr. Lee says preventing hatred cannot fall only on law enforcement. Faith communities must be a part of the solution and their own protection. On Wall Street at this hour, things have gone south today on Wall Street. The Dow was down 309 points, the NASDAQ dropping 40, the S&P 500 lower by 14 points. KDK Radio News Time, 12:32. Our next update at 1. I'm David Ballarado on the Voice of Pittsburgh. News Radio KDKA.
And Doug.
Hot dog! Get your hot dog! Customize and save with Liberty Mutual. Hey, what are you doing? I like your method. Direct. To the point. A little loud, but... Listen, people don't buy car insurance the same way they do hot dogs. Not yet, but both are customizable.
Popcorn! Get your popcorn!
Hey, this is a hot dog area. And customize and save area. Get a quote at libertymutual.com or with your local agent.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Life's best moments start with perfect choices. For Connie Nowak, it was a trolley ride and a 67-year love story. A life of family, smart decisions, and companionship with Chester the cat. Her retirement choice? The Village at St. Barnabas. Recreation, healthcare, close to family, everything on her list. Plus, it's an exceptional retirement value with a flexible entry process and affordable rates. St. Barnabas Retirement Communities, stbarnabascommunities.com or call 724-444-5568.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, Mom, now that I have an after-school job, I think I want to buy a drum kit.
Okay, Rockstar. Let's look at your account.
When kids start making money, Chase has easy-to-use tools and expert bankers to help them learn how to manage it.
And next month, I'll buy the bass drum and the cymbals. Oh, and maybe some noise-canceling headphones for you.
Aw, you've thought of everything.
Help kids save, budget, and build financial independence, all with Chase. That's good for kids and good for parents. Visit your local Chase branch and get started.
Account subject to approval. J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
This afternoon will bring clouds and some sun with a thunderstorm in some places. Humid with a high of 85. Another thunderstorm chance, low 69 tonight. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Heather Zayer, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Progressive Insurance. Progressive can protect your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, ATV, RV, and more. In short, a lot of things. Bundle today at progressive.com.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
A lot of folks are freaking out this morning about a headline. A headline, and I would too, by the way, freak out if this was an issue I was freaking out about. In the headline in the Trib, Allegheny County warns 26,000 residents could lose Medicaid under federal rules. Crazy. It's massive. Now, Lance O'Brien is the guru. Medicare, Medicaid, and he's my best translator for this sort of thing. And I have him on the line. Lance, how's it going, brother?
Good, how are you?
I had him on at 10 o'clock because he cleaned up his house. Now he's my expert on Medicaid. Translate this for me. Should 26,000 people be freaking out? And if they lose it, why?
Yeah, so this was part of the big, beautiful bill, part of that legislation that went through a little bit ago. And this is going to be one of the next rollouts in 2027. They're essentially making or asking people to verify their eligibility for Medicare twice a year instead of once a year. And within certain age parameters, Marty, 19 to 64, you actually are now going to have to show proof of either employment, college, community service of 80 hours a week.
Whoa.
So it's really not, we read the headline and we're like, oh, they're cutting more funding, right?
Yeah.
They're not actually cutting funding. They're more making people process more paperwork in order to still receive the funding.
Wow. So my translation is they want people to be responsible. Is that fair?
That is your translation, and it is correct, right? So basically what they're saying is, hey, Medicaid was created for people that fall on hard times.
Yeah.
They go through difficulty. They need help from their fellow citizens. It's not meant to be a lifestyle sustaining thing. So if you're between 19 and 64 and you're able-bodied, we want you to prove that you're doing the other things that are necessary in order to receive help. Now, there are some people, Marty, that are excluded. If somebody's pregnant, if they're taking care of a child that is under the age of 14, they're not going to have to go through this additional step. But again, 19 to 64, if you're in those age ranges, you need to be able to show, that you are actually trying to find work, are working, are giving back in some way.
Wow. So this is characterized as big, bad, awful Republicans, and Trump's a horrible person. But what they're trying to do is make sure that if you can work, if you can get an education, you need to qualify to get this, right?
That is correct. And again, think of it this way, and I think this is where we lose understanding sometimes, is yes, it's there to help people, but if people are using it in a systemic way, then it's actually taking away from the people that it's intended to help. So this actually should really help the system. Now, I get the point of the article, which is for some people, understanding paperwork and getting that filled out and the hoops to jump through can be more challenging. So I'm not saying that that's not a reality, but if it works the way it's intended, the point will make sure that people that really need the help are receiving it, which means there'll be more money for people who need it.
They're saying it's because of paperwork requirements. Could affect 10% of the county. Could it? 10%?
10%, yeah. I mean, there's about 250,000 people that are on this, so that 10%, if they fall into those loopholes, if you will, for lack of a better term, and they don't get the paperwork filled out. But Marty, again, as long as they're following the guidelines and they get the paperwork filled out, they're going to be fine. And the truth is, in 2027, they're going to actually be able to self-assess to this. So it's not like they're going to flip a switch where all this new paperwork needs to be filled out right away. They can self-assess, and then in 28, the paperwork where they'd have to prove by a pay stub and things becomes more mandatory.
They better get on the ball and figure out how to fill out this paperwork, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's like anything in life. Pretty much anything that has to do with government. If I want to sign up for Medicare, if I want to sign up for Social Security, if I want to have Medicaid in the first place, there's a process to make sure that I'm eligible and to make sure that I'm supposed to receive it. This is no different. It's just adding another step.
County leaders are saying this is obnoxious. It'll make it hard for medically frail individuals to receive waivers of work requirements. What do you say?
I say that there's disability there's disability exclusions in this as well that we didn't talk about yet. So again, I think that we never want anybody who's truly marginalized or unable to lose it because of paperwork. But I think that characterization in general is a mischaracterization
Lance
of
O'Brien
what's actually happening here.
Lance O'Brien with Mediconnect. You know what kills me? Officials, and I can see this, expect many residents to delay care until they are in crisis, showing up in emergency rooms instead of getting ongoing treatment they might need. People will blow this off, won't they, sir?
Well, it's what we talked about yesterday, right? If we don't have insurance, if we don't feel like the Medicaid or the assistance is going to be there to help us, then we move into natural human behavior, which is procrastination, which really isn't the right thing. I mean, my daughter has some physical issues and stuff, and she's not the same as everyone out there. But one of the things I always tell her is she's been learning to navigate being type 1 diabetic. Don't stress, address, right? Like, you got to actually go after it and figure it out, or find people in your life that can help you and not kind of just give in to the anxiety.
This will eliminate cheaters. Do you think there are cheaters, sir?
I think there's people working the system, yes.
Yeah. And this will eliminate them? Will this work?
It will help to eliminate them, because they will have to actually prove that if they're able-bodied and able to work, they have to prove that they are making every effort to do that at least at 80 hours a month.
Will you have folks calling you asking for help in wading through this, sir? Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have people. We'll have social workers that we'll connect with if there's Medicaid and Medicare implications. But this is more of a county assistance, situation. So they'll see most of it, most of the traction from this.
Wow. Do you believe this will drive a larger group of folks with no insurance at all, as we discussed yesterday?
It's possible.
Yeah.
It is possible because, again, if somebody can't afford the ACA, the Affordable Care Act, generally they would qualify for Medicaid. If they lose the ability to get this in a way that is easier, it could have that impact. So again, I'm not saying that the article is completely, but I think it's more than the headline, which is becoming one of my main phrases. I feel
it's true though.
Yeah. Like, again, is this an issue? For sure. Is there some good things in this? Absolutely. It's not all negative. It's just helping people be able to actually navigate it so that when people truly need help, we're able to have the funding to help them.
I'm with you. I love the plan. I love the narrative. And I love the fact that you could help us translate this. Hey, before you go, what's your cleanup situation?
Well, I got the new wet vac, just starting to dry things out, getting towels out because the sun's out. We had a bunch of towels and blankets down. So just getting those hung up on the outside to dry and, one step at a time. And then I'll assess, if we need to repair baseboards, drywall, all that good stuff.
And how many homes in like the Houston, Cannonsburg area that you know of were affected by all this crazy rain?
Not 100% sure there. I know I sent you another picture. I mean, that was a really big tree that got
massive.
down, just ripped out of the roots. And, so I'm sure there's others in our situation, but I don't know how many, to be honest.
All right, man, if I can help, let me know. Thanks, brother.
Appreciate it. Anything you need.
It's amazing stuff.
It's a Thursday, and we got Pirate Baseball. I'll squeeze in a show, maybe. Depends on when Pirate Baseball ends. But listen for me. Colin Dunlap until 6, right here, KDK.
Doug.
Hot dog, get your hot dog. Customize and save with Liberty Mutual. Hey, what are you doing? I like your method. Direct, to the point. A little loud, but... Listen, people don't buy car insurance the same way they do hot dogs. Not yet, but both are customizable.
Popcorn, get your popcorn.
Hey, this is a hot dog area. And customize and save area. Get a quote at libertymutual.com or with your local agent.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA, covered by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 platinum roofing company.
to sell their home the simple way. No hassles or fees, just a fair and easy sale. Visit homebuyersoftpittsburgh.com or call 412-500-9057 for a cash offer today. That's 412-500-9057.
Pirates baseball today on the station that invented baseball on the radio.
Deep to the wall, and it's a record! A Pirate record! Ryan O'Hearn is homered for the third time! 10 runs batted in!
The Bucks face the Brewers at 1:15 with a North Shore Tavern leadoff show presented by Keystone Custom Apparel on the voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Progressive knows you could have easily taken the freeway, but you took the scenic route to see a waterfall and an oddly busy boiled peanut stand. Discovering the unexpected is exactly why you bought an RV, so protect it with a bundle from Progressive. Because although you may be 3 hours behind schedule, you're 6 jars of jam richer and possibly enrolled in a butter churning workshop. Switch to Progressive and protect your RV, boat, or motorcycle by bundling with your home or auto insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
To make exercise a habit, find something you enjoy, like shopping. It counts as a workout when it's Kohl's Active Sale. Get 20% off across the store and 25% off top active brands that'll have you feeling your best. Adding to your cart is pretty much cardio, right? Find out at Kohl's. Select styles. 25% offer ends August 15th. 20% offer ends August 16th. Exclusions apply. See store or Kohls.com for details.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter.
Soldiers and Sailors Hall and Museum recognizes Pennsylvania's combat veterans who have received medals for gallantry. With this Hall of Valor moment, here's the curator of Soldiers and Sailors Memorial Hall and Museum, Michael Krause.
U.S. Army Master Sergeant Gerald Johns of Allegheny County was awarded the Silver Star Medal for gallantry in Vietnam during the spring of 1969. While serving as an advisor to a strike force, Sergeant Johns and his company came under fire exiting helicopters in an enemy area. Without hesitation, he charged an enemy emplacement and destroyed it. He quickly organized a small force to assault the hostiles, providing suppressive fire which allowed the remaining company to land. He then led a successful attack, calling in air support, which decimated the enemy position.
To nominate a qualifying hero for the Hall of Valor, please contact Tim Neff at 412-621-4253, extension 219, or visit online at soldiersandsailorshall.org.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. The FDA approving a new flu vaccine for people aged 50 and older made by Moderna, which is using the same mRNA technology it used in a successful COVID-19 vaccine. It's called Mfluvisa. It offers a version for people older than 65. It should be available at drugstores and doctors' offices soon. Moderna shares, though, actually down about 3% elsewhere on Wall Street. Stocks are moving lower this hour, trading in a pretty narrow range for most of the session ahead of Friday's July jobs report and as investors await any update out of Iran and reopening that Strait of Hormuz. The Dow down 0.2% right now. The Nasdaq down a small fraction. The S&P lower by 0.25%, and oil is close to $78 a barrel. Shares of DoorDash are higher. It raised its outlook, saying more subscribers are getting more food and grocery deliveries. And Pedialyte is the latest company removing all artificial dyes from its liquids, powders, and freezer pops. Tom Busby, Bloomberg Radio.
He's live, he's local, he's Marty Griffin. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Patrick's sending me notes. One of my boys is a cop. Insane storm in South Point. Most of them lost their power. Patrick, how many folks are still out of power?
I just pulled up the numbers from Duquesne Light and First Energy. Both of them have about 800, so 1,600 throughout the region right now.
And I talked to Norm.
That's all from last night's storms.
Bunch of flooding in the Canonsburg area, and you just heard from Lance. Canonsburg, kind of adjacent to Houston. Bunch of flooding there. My man, 3 inches of rain in 1 hour is a hell of a lot of rain, and that's what happens. That's crazy. Hey, I want to go back to something, because my son had mentioned this to me. And I know we've discussed this. I find it disgusting, Patrick. And the doc talked about this, Brophy. And they lie at these gas stations. They don't give a damn if my kid's 15 or 25. And so they're selling kids these supplements, Patrick, that have this. Is it kratom? How do you say it, Patrick? Kratom?
Yeah, kratom or kratom.
Kratom.
Yep.
And they're selling to kids and they're overdosing, right? And they're becoming addicted.
This is just like, what was it? They call it spice.
Wow.
And every time they would outlaw one of the chemicals, they would just change the formula and throw new crap in there.
Wow. And so
It's a lot
Brophy's
like
saying they're seeing kids overdosing on this crap that they can buy in gas stations. How the hell? In vape shops. How do they get away with this? Man. Vince?
Well, I don't believe it's regulated. I think that's part of the problem. These specific substances are not regulated. So it's a gray area. And that's what they're operating under.
I don't know this marketplace. I'm an idiot on this, Patrick, and you're smarter than me. What is what is it being billed as? Is it a stimulant? What is it, buddy? What is it?
I think they're building like the kratom as a weed alternative.
Oh, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Because my son said it's being sold in a lot of drinks. Is that true?
I haven't seen that, but then again, I'm not in the same circles as our kids are, so I haven't seen a lot of that.
And is your son hearing of this, of kids using this?
Oh, definitely, absolutely. Between that and friends whose parents are frequenters to the dispensaries that don't trust the stuff that their kids might find on the street, so they're actually getting them stuff from a dispensary.
Wow, Patrick, it's called, well, you knew this. It's called gas station heroin. Jesus, man. Wow.
Oh, and they're doing it. I'm reading the DEA fact sheet on it right now. Tablets, capsules. You saw the thing, or you heard Dr. Brophy. It's an additive that they're putting in teas.
God, extracts, shots, liquids, 7-OH tablets. I don't know what that is. Do you?
No, not at all.
Wow. Do you?
But the capsules I'm looking at. Remember the supplements you used to take?
Yeah.
So it looks like they look like those supplements. So it's all just that herbal stuff in there.
Wow, low doses boost energy and alertness. Wow. High doses acts as a heavy sedative with opioid properties. Wow. Check this out. Using it consistently for as little as 2 weeks can trigger severe physical dependence. Wow. Man, that is scary as hell. It's unbelievable to me that this sort of thing happens in the world we live in today. I know my man Sheehan has done a lot on this. I can't imagine. We might have to go into a couple gas stations and just see what the hell it is. Is it safe? Gas station drugs. It's banned, Patrick, in Alabama, Arkansas, Indiana, Vermont, Wisconsin. Wow. I find
it's still currently legal in Pennsylvania.
Tropical tree. It's legal in PA, right?
It is.
Wow. Well, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because we had Brophy on. He said they have kids in there that have overdosed on it, which is scary as hell. And finally, it looks like cities are cracking down on it. I know Sheehan has done quite a bit. I really literally had this talk with my son last night. I think the best we can do is kind of keep an eye on them, right, Patrick? Right?
Educate them as best you can. That's the key.
Man. Gas station heroin. Unbelievable. Thanks, brother.
Please.
We're going to take a break. I got one of my boys in here. I want to talk about these massive storms and what's happening in this region with this insane weather. More tornadoes than any time in history. More heavy storms than any time in history. I have seen the weather patterns change. I got Dan here before the break. I want to grab him. Dan?
Yes.
You've seen a dramatic shift in weather in this region, haven't you?
Within the last 24 months, absolutely. Absolutely.
Like crazy stuff.
Oh, crazy. And I don't know if you remember that massive storm last year. That had a debilitating effect on...
1 million trees down.
Oh, my God. And it really affected the grid in the North Hills.
Yes.
Gibsonia. Now, power's going out when it's sunny outside.
And now they're telling us we don't have the grid to support anything that we're about to do with these electric cars or anything.
Unfortunately.
Wow. All right. We're going to talk to him. He's one of my boys about what's happening with the weather and how you can protect your family, quite frankly, when we get back from the break. We'll be right back.
Every Tuesday morning at 7:20, listen for Inside Independence Health, a look at all things healthcare with the experts from Independence Health System. It's brought to you by Independence Health System. Expert care here.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for mom.
Hey, folks, it's Marty. Look, with Medicare, this is important stuff, and there's never one size fits all. That's the beauty of MediConnect. That's why I love the company. The folks at MediConnect, they'll sit down with you in your home or in the office, anywhere you wish, to answer Medicare questions and compare plans with your current situation. There is never, ever a fee for their services. And they got 70 different plans. Medicare made simple. MediConnect, 888-818-6334. You ready for a Coit clean summer? This is really cool. My friends at Coit, right now, you can save 35% off all Coit cleaning services. Area rugs, wood and tile floors, drapes, upholstery, outdoor porch and patio furniture, and more. Love it. Get everything amazingly Coit clean for the summer. Call Coit now. Save 35%. 1-800-FOR-COIT. That's 1-800-FOR-COIT to get a free estimate on your home or business. They clean my house. Amazing. Coit, Pittsburgh's premier cleaning service.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for buying gas. That's right. You can earn cash back with Upside just for buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside, and just last year, I made nearly $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get cash back? If you like extra cash, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back when you fill your tank. Use promo code FRESH to get an extra 35 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code FRESH for a 35 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code FRESH for a 35 cents per gallon bonus.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
KDKA and KDKA-FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It's 83 degrees at 1 o'clock. I'm David Ballarado. The news is brought to you by PJ Fitzpatrick for your home's windows, siding, doors, and bath. TrustPJ.com. The Steelers are adding a new premium game day experience at Acrisure Stadium ahead of the preseason. News Radio KDKA's Tamira Rush has the details.
The Steelers have unveiled the new 1933 Club presented by Heinz, a premium all-inclusive space inside Acrisure Stadium. The club features elevated dining and drinks, lounge seating, a center bar with a resident mixologist, grab-and-go options, and exclusive views of the Steelers' locker room entrance and player tunnel. The announcement also extends the team's long-standing partnership with the Pittsburgh-based Condiment Company. The 1933 Club is set to open August 13th in time for the Steelers' first preseason game. Tamira Rush, News Radio KDKA.
A Fayette County woman has been found guilty by a jury of killing her 2-year-old stepchild. 32-year-old Brianna Bloyer was convicted of third-degree murder in the death of the toddler, who died 2 years ago of blunt force trauma to the head. Prosecutors presented evidence in the case showing the child's body had various cuts and bruises in multiple stages of healing. Proposed regulation changes for the Head Start program have now been posted. AP's Lisa Dwyer reports.
The Trump administration is moving ahead with its plans to overhaul Head Start, a key early education program for the nation's poorest children. Officials from the Department of Health and Human Services say the changes, now posted online, would encourage more local decision-making by eliminating many federal regulations. The program currently serves around 700 vulnerable children, including those who are homeless or in foster care. The proposed changes would replace extensive federal regulations with state and local requirements. Experts warn it may also lower standards. The public has 60 days to weigh in. I'm Lisa Dwyer.
The Senate Homeland Security Committee has voted to hold Dr. Anthony Fauci in contempt of Congress and referred to him for potential prosecution over his refusal to answer questions about his handling of the pandemic. ABC's Peter Harlambos has that story.
The vote passed along party lines after Fauci invoked his Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination more than 100 times when he testified before the committee last week about his role leading the country's response to the COVID-19 pandemic.
We are voting on whether a witness who has received the benefit of a sweeping federal pardon can be ordered by this committee to answer questions and then defy that order without consequence.
Democrats attempted to table the vote several times, but were unsuccessful. Peter Harlambos, ABC News.
The FDA has approved Moderna's mRNA flu vaccine for adults over the age of 50. ABC's Yuri Benajad has more on that.
The shot was found to be 27% more effective than the standard vaccine. The new approval comes after an intense flu season last year that saw some of the highest rates of doctor's visits, hospitalizations, and deaths from the virus. Health officials recommend that everyone over the age of 6 months get vaccinated to protect themselves, ideally before the end of October. The shot has been found to lower the risk of both hospitalization and death. Yuri Benajad, ABC News, New York.
On Wall Street at this hour, the major averages are just moving all over the place. The Dow is currently down 346 points. It has spent most of the morning on the plus side. The Nasdaq has been down. It's up a little bit, a fraction of a point, just backing off of some earlier gains a few minutes ago. And the S&P 500 is also just meandering around, currently down about 11. KDKA Sports, the Bucks finished the 4-game series with the Brewers this afternoon right here on KDKA Radio. Our pregame coverage begins at 1:15. Braxton Ashcraft starts for the Pirates. KDKA Radio News Time 1:03. Time to call Highwood Cemetery to ensure your family's grave sites are protected now and in the future. 412-766-6600. It is currently 83 degrees in Pittsburgh. The AccuWeather forecast is next.
Time to get that painting project done that you've been putting off by calling CertaPro Painters. Hi, this is Larry Richard. My first experience more than a decade ago started with a free estimate. They got that done quickly and left the place beautifully cleaned up after a great professional job. And each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. That makes all the difference in the world. You're talking to the owner. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text SPARK to 215-215 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever. absolutely free. Text SPARK to 215-215. That's SPARK to 215-215.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Long live the king. Return to the magic and mystique of the Renaissance. The Pittsburgh Renaissance Festival, just southeast of Pittsburgh, is back. August 22nd and 23rd is opening weekend. It's entertainment. It's fantasy.
It's an adventure. To the past.
Filled with royalty, pageantry, jugglers and musicians, comedy, games, fine arts and crafts at the Pittsburgh Renaissance Festival. Discount tickets at pittsburghrenfest.com.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Humid this afternoon. We'll have more clouds than sun, along with a thunderstorm and a high of 85. A spotty thunderstorm tonight. Clouds and humid with a low of 69. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Heather Zaire, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
2D Mechanical Systems, Pittsburgh's HVAC, plumbing, and electric leaders, is a family business that I truly admire. 2D culture is built on ethics, service, and making a difference in our community. 2D Mechanical Systems, they're the people you want working in your home.
It's Marty Griffin on the voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
Weird stuff happening with the weather. We've had more tornadoes than any time in our history, pushing 25. That's insane. I lived in Texas and Oklahoma. The tornado belt saw 6 a year. I have been physically in tornadoes. Never in Pittsburgh until now. Insane storms last night. Insane. 1 million trees down in a storm last year. And in the process of the trees getting ripped out, we live in old neighborhoods with all these trees, and so we have no power half the damn time. I grabbed one of my boys who's now a guru, and I mean this in this area, of generators and power and the grid and how to prevent this madness. Dan Rippershek. Dan, what's up, brother?
How you doing there, Marty?
You're living this, aren't you, with all this craziness?
We are living this. We have never been busier. This is the busiest year thus far, and we are real excited to provide whatever solutions people need out there.
How long have you been in this region?
We are going on 6 years right now. But we are a national brand. We have 70 stores nationwide. I am responsible for Western Pennsylvania, Morgantown, and a little bit of Ohio.
How long have you been in lived here, Pittsburgh?
I've lived in Pittsburgh for 40 years.
And how much, seriously, my man, we've talked about this. He's with Generac. I love this company. How much have you seen this weather change, man?
I'll tell you what, I would say within the last 5 years, it has started to really ramp up.
Yeah.
It really has. And typically, when we first started the business out here, we thought that we would be busy in the wintertime from the winter storms because we're in a northern climate. But I find that some of our busiest years have been right during those nasty late August, early spring storms. And that's when we are most needed right now.
Well, it's crazy, man. Using last night as an example, 3 inches of rain, 1 hour, 3,000 homes without power. Done. And the way it is with these big trees, it could be days, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. On some of those major storms from last year and a few this year, there were some people that were out for 4 or 5.
Oh, yeah.
Some of them were way out in the sticks. They were out for over a week.
Oh, yeah. My man, I've been without power in Lebo, with the gutters down and trees down during the ice storms. Remember this?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And there's no way out of it. And everything gets ruined, and then pipes start to break, right? It gets crazy.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So people have these old generators, the gas thing, they're loud. How much of a part of a house do they keep lit up when the power goes out?
You're talking about the portable ones, the ones on wheels, okay? Those typically could fire up and back up like a refrigerator or possibly possibly an AC system if you could wire it right into the panel, but that's pretty much it.
That's it?
Yep.
Dan Rippershek with Generac. So I was turned on to your generators by my neighbor who has. So we had this massive power outage like a month ago, and I started dropping F-bombs because we had. It's true, because we had no power, and I see that he had a Generac, and I'm raving about this because there's really nothing quite like it. Why is it so extraordinary in my view, sir?
Well, and by the way, it is very. It is very. I can't tell you how when the power goes out, the phones ring, and it is just outstanding.
Yeah.
So and it's funny because, especially during some of these storms, I mean, we had to have Generics. They flew out 2 people just to sit on our board. We had typically on any given day when the weather's great, we'll get like 4 or 5 leads from like Generic. When those storms hit, we'll get hundreds and hundreds. And we also install for some of the big box stores too. So picture that. So when somebody is looking for a generator and they don't know where to go, they're going to go to a Home Depot. They're going to go to a Lowe's. They're going to go to a Costco. And then those people do not install, so they rely on dealers like us to.
Yeah, but yours is so cool. He's with the Generator Supercenter of Pittsburgh. So you get these generators that are badass. They're wired into the house. So the second, this is crazy how it works. The second my lights go out, your generator kicks in and takes care of every friggin' thing in the house, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Can I give you a layman's explanation on how it works? Okay, so right now, the way you are configured without a generator is you have your utility power coming in through the glass meter. When the power goes, that glass meter is dead.
Yeah.
Subsequently, your panels are dead.
Yeah.
When we're finished, we install a brain box, a smart panel. It's called many things. A smart panel, it's called an ATS. But we put this in close proximity to the meter so that when the power does go out, the first point of contact is the ATS, and it identifies that the power's out, turns the generator on. Within 10 seconds, voila, everything comes on. It backs up the entire house.
Immediately.
For
how long?
Because it runs on on natural gas, just like your furnace, it can run in perpetuity. It can run for weeks.
And with the craziness we're hearing about the grid, and I got to go real quick, they'll become even more relevant and pertinent, won't they?
Absolutely. In Western Pennsylvania and the northern quadrant of the country, 4% of the homes have generators. Down south in Tornado Valley, down south, the southern states, they mandate you have to have a generator if you're going to build a new house. 60% of the homes down there. So it's coming this way. The wave is coming, Marty.
My man, with Generac, you're going to be hearing a lot more from him. I love it. Thank you for coming in, brother.
You got it.
Big time.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
And Doug.
Limu and I created a trick to help you remember that you can customize your car insurance and save with Liberty Mutual. You see, the shirts Limu and I wear are yellow, and yellow is the color of lemons. And lemons grow on trees, and trees provide oxygen, and oxygen helps us breathe. And breathing is how you live, and you can live more life when you save money by customizing your car insurance. I agree, Limu. It's really quite simple. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Did you see that UFO last night?
Is it real or is it AI?
How about the aircraft carrier floating down the river?
Nowadays, it's tough to determine what's legit and what to believe.
I know it's true because it was all over my feed last night.
But when it comes to news, depend on Pittsburgh's original news source since 1920. The voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
While you sleep, There are people you've never met who are working hard to make your morning. People who get up at ungodly hours to make sure you get the information you want. People who dedicate their lives to make yours better while you sleep. These people come together during the Big K Morning Show with Larry Richert, 5:30 to 10 in the morning, to make sure you have the best news, traffic, and weather to start your day. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Life in the blink of an eye. My son, Vince, is turning 16. Wow. And I'm calling Oakmont Bakery, and I'm looking on their page because they have 3,000 ideas for handmade cakes, bespoke, anything you want. Flavors, shapes, sizes, you name it, they do it. Made my daughter insanely cool ballet slippers for her 16th. Oakmont Bakery. Delicious.
KDKA and KDKA-FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app.
It's time for the North Shore Tavern Leadoff Show. The North Shore Tavern Leadoff Show is presented by Keystone Custom Apparel and is brought to you by Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, Spitzer Toyota, 2 Minute a Junk Truck, Saloni's Italian Bread, Joe Ball GMC, Hampton Beer Outlet, Hello Windows, Og Murphy and Perkoski, Pennsylvania One Call System, Zero Res Commercial Cleaning, Central Outreach, and the North Shore Tavern. The North Shore Tavern Leadoff Show is on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
All right, today the Pirates are going to try to do something that they, haven't done all year, and that is avoid falling to 3 games under 500. They're right now tied for their low water mark of the 2026 season as the walls feel as if they're caving in on the Bucks and their playoff hopes. Good afternoon. The North Shore Tavern Leadoff Show presented by Keystone Custom Apparel is on the air. Pittsburgh is at 57 and 59. Getting ready to conclude their final game of an 8-game road swing and the 4th of a 4-game series against the Milwaukee Brewers. Yesterday falling 4-2. The night before that, they also lost 4-2. Game 1 did go to Pittsburgh 4-3 over Milwaukee on Monday. So they're trying to earn the split this afternoon as Braxton Ashcraft takes the ball, his 23rd start of the year against Dustin May, newly acquired, making his first start in a Brewers uniform. He came over in a trade deadline deal from the St. Louis Cardinals. Pittsburgh was 1-3, their very first road trip of the 2026 season. They've been as many as 5 games over 500, but right now at 2 under, hoping that with 45 games remaining, they're able to tread water, stay above 500, get back to that place, and kind of hang around for the final few weeks of the regular season, and maybe when the schedule does start to soften as it pertains to quality of competition. Taking a fast look at the standings, brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors, PellaPittsburgh.com. Pittsburgh has 3 teams in front of them right now, San Diego, Miami, and St. Louis, before they could crack that top 3, the 3 wild cards in Major League Baseball, where Chicago, Arizona, and Philadelphia reside. So that's going to be tough to do here now, again, with the 45 games remaining. This is the 117th of the year coming up today at 2:10. The bad news is that the Pirates have lost 10 of their last 14 games, and it's a bad time to have a bad time, of course. It's a bad time to be as hurt as they ever have been from an injury standpoint. It's a bad time, obviously, to go quiet offensively, which they have done. However, if you want to look at this from a glass half full and say that, all right, maybe, with these 45 games, there's something that actually could occur that is inspiring, despite Pittsburgh not having more than a 5-game win streak this year. The fact with these 45 games remaining, 12 of them come against the clubs that you are chasing. So, again, as I told you, Chicago, Arizona, and Philadelphia occupy the 3 wild card spots if the postseason were to begin today. San Diego is 2 games back of that top 3. Miami is 3 games back of that top 3. St. Louis is just leapt over Pittsburgh. They are 4 games back of that top 3. Pirates are currently 4.5 out of the wild card, 4th place in the National League Central Division. But 12 of those games are against, again, the Padres. They have 3 against the Friars, the Marlins, 3 against the Fish, and 6 games remaining against the St. Louis Cardinals. So that's one way of looking at it. And then you also look at the schedule and you see some clubs with some losing records, and it does sort of soften up a bit moving forward. Coming home, you've got the New York Mets, who are listless in the basement of the National League Eastern Division, while the Boston Red Sox, Detroit Tigers, Los Angeles Dodgers are all playing well. That is a tough stretch. San Diego, St. Louis. But then once you get into September, you really could, if you're hanging around, and that's going to be the key, to be able to just be within striking distance. 3-game series at home with the San Francisco Giants, followed by the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. Then you also have Kansas City as well mixed in there. So all hope, I guess, at this point is not lost. But, again, the Pirates, if you're looking at it from a stock perspective, it is definitely trending downward. At 2 games under 500 for the first time since March. They've not been 3 games under at any point this year, and again have lost 10 of their last 14. And yesterday, it was disappointing because Pittsburgh sent Paul Skeens to the mound, and Skeens has continued to struggle. The Pirates have lost 15 of the 24 games that he's taken the ball, and that's a wild thing to consider when he was the 2025 Cy Young winner in the National League. And he spoke with reporters after the game, so let's go ahead and listen in to what he had to say about an outing that saw him go 5 innings of 3-run, 2-hit ball, but he walked 4 batters, and that included lighting the 4th inning on fire for Milwaukee, a pair of 1-out walks, and then an RBI double by Christian Yelich with the infield drawn in, a broken bat, soft serve, ground ball single through the right side that scored a couple of runs for Milwaukee to take a 3-0 lead on Pittsburgh. He would wind up walking another, and just 53 of his 93 pitches in a 5-inning outing, a 57% strike rate is how the Skeens outing went, and maybe more disturbingly, how his post-game press conference went and how, I guess, satisfied he was with said outing. Well, we don't have the audio. I do beg your pardon. So we invite you to stay tuned. Coming up next, we'll go ahead and dive into today's pitching matchup. We'll get you the starting lineups, so stay with us here. The North Shore Tavern Leadoff Show. We have plenty on tap, courtesy of our friends at Hampton Beer Outlet, where Oktoberfest beers are already in stock. This is KDKA.
Time now for today's Spotlight on Money, sponsored by Ethos.
For older couples, retirement is a team sport.
You really need to have a heart-to-heart with your significant other and agree on what you're spending, what are your regular spending, what are the extras.
Financial planner Sherry Greco-Rica says you need to work out a financial plan with your spouse and stick to it.
Review it. Make sure you're spending in line with what the plan was.
The plan must change with the times. I'm Rob Hart.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, it's Brew, and between my radio show, filming content, editing videos, and trying to stay connected with family, reliable Wi-Fi isn't really optional anymore. I just need it to work. And that's why I like that with Xfinity, you get the most reliable, fiber-powered Wi-Fi with the best equipment at one price for 5 years, guaranteed. No contracts or commitments. Plus, Xfinity makes getting connected simple with same-day Wi-Fi so you can get online in minutes. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Use of fiber or coaxial cable. Learn more at xfinity.com/same-day Wi-Fi. Xfinity. Imagine that.
Today, we're constantly taking photos and videos to remember our favorite moments. But what about those captured before the smartphone? What about the memories tucked away on aging VHS tapes, film reels, or in fading photos?
These cherished memories are fading away with time, vulnerable to threats like heat, moisture, and mold. But fear not, there's a solution to safeguard your legacy. Hi, I'm Adam.
And I'm Nick. Together we founded Legacy Box over a decade ago with one mission: to bring your memories into the 21st century.
It's time to bid farewell to old tapes you can't watch and faded photos. Legacy Box transforms them into digital treasures, ready to share with a click.
Just like magic, your shoebox of memories is now safely stored in the cloud or on a thumb drive.
Over 1 million families have trusted Legacy Box, so you can rest assured your priceless moments are in good hands.
Don't let your childhood fade away on old tapes. It's time to digitize those priceless moments.
Fast forward into the digital age. Visit legacybox.com/radio. That's legacybox.com/radio.
Progressive Insurance. Protect your family, your phone, and your furry friends with life, electronic device, and pet health insurance.
Hi, I'm Neil Walker. One of my favorite places to go in the North Shore is the North Shore Tavern. If you love the Pittsburgh Pirates, then you'll love the North Shore Tavern. My home and Pittsburgh's home for Steak on the Stone. Just a stone's throw away from PNC Park on the North Shore.
Hey, folks, it's Marty. Check these savings out from my friends at Coit during Coit's amazing indoor-outdoor sale. Save an incredible 35% off all inside and outdoor Coit cleaning services. Carpets, rugs, upholstery, draperies, air ducts, outdoor furniture, and more. Clean, sanitize, disinfect. Enjoy a Coit Clean home inside and out. Act quickly. Savings only good during August. Call Coit today, 1-800-FOR-COIT, 1-800-FOR-COIT right now.
Now back to the North Shore Tavern Leadoff Show on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Braxton Ashcraft had a strong, dare we call it a bounce-back start Saturday when he gave up just 1 run on 2 hits in 5 innings to beat the Cincinnati Reds 4-1. Prior to that start, he had allowed 17 runs in 14 innings, taking on a little bit of water, or so we thought, giving up 16 earned in those previous 3 starts, and that's an ERA over 10. Against the Milwaukee Brewers, he gave up 5 runs in 5 innings, but the Pirates' offense at that time was still firing on all cylinders. A 7-6 win for the Brewers July 11th. Buccos, again, 6 runs should be enough for you, but they have averaged just 3.3 in losing 7 of their last 9 games recently, and Pittsburgh today will try to avoid losing their 5th consecutive series. They've dropped them to the Yankees, to the Cubs, to the Diamondbacks, and then losing 3 of 4 to the Cincinnati Reds. Will try to do the same today against Milwaukee and earn a split of the 4-game series. But prior to this span, and this goes back to July 20th, Buccos were tied with the Marlins and Cardinals for the final wild card spot, and they've leaked to, again, 4.5 games back, and a bunch of teams are now ahead of them before you can even crack the top 3, Padres, Marlins, and Cardinals. So it's been a rough stretch for the Pirates, dropping 10 of their last 14. So they're flailing in the water trying to figure it out and try to stay relevant so they can get to September where the schedule does soften quite a bit. But the Brewers, 12-6 record since the All-Star break, trailing only the Red Sox and Braves as the best since the Midsummer Classic as far as wins and losses. They actually hold a 2-game lead over the Braves and the Dodgers for best record in Major League Baseball. It's remarkable what Pat Murphy, the 2-time manager of the year in the National League, has done. They are 71-43, have what feels like a very comfortable lead for the National League lead in the Central Division. And we talk about the wild card. Well, maybe even more disturbingly, if the Pirates don't win today and the Cardinals do, or the Reds do, I should say, Pittsburgh has a chance to be in the basement of the National League Central Division by the time we put our head on the pillow. 15.5 games back Cincinnati. Pirates are 15. So there's just a half-game lead for the Buccos over the Reds. Cincinnati is playing well, having won their last 3. Told you about Braxton Ashcraft, but how about the guy on the mound for Milwaukee? That is Dustin May, makes his Brewers debut after he was acquired from the Cardinals on Tuesday. May has allowed just 1 run in 11 total innings over his last couple of starts, so he's pitching well coming into this afternoon's outing. It's been kind of boom or bust for May lately. He's allowed 2 runs or less in 6 of his last 9 starts, so that's the good stuff, but he can give up 5 or more in each of those other 3 in that stretch of 9 where 6 have been good, 3 have been bad. What will he do against the Pirates? Well, the Buccos have had some success against him. It'll be the 3rd time that they've seen him this year. He went 6 in a Cardinals uniform back in late April against the Pirates and pitched well. By definition, a quality start, 2 runs and 7 hits over those 6 innings. And then, mid to late May, he goes 5 1/3, and the Buccos hit him up 6 times for 4 runs, and they walked a couple of times. That turned out to be a 6-2 Bucco victory. So that's who has the ball today. May versus Ashcraft, a pair of right-handers coming up at 2:10. And Who Has the Ball is brought to you by Joe Ball GMC, where you can have it all at Joe Ball. Who's in the starting lineup for both Milwaukee and Pittsburgh? We'll tell you about it when we return before we send you out to American Family Field. This is the North Shore Tavern Leadoff Show, your home for steak on a stone. Dan Zangerly with you here today on News Radio KDKA.
Progressive knows you could have easily taken the freeway, but you took the scenic route to see a waterfall and an oddly busy boiled peanut stand. Discovering the unexpected is exactly why you bought an RV, so protect it with a bundle from Progressive. Because although you may be 3 hours behind schedule, you're 6 jars of jam richer and possibly enrolled in a butter-churning workshop. Switch to Progressive and protect your RV, boat, or motorcycle by bundling with your home or auto insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
To make exercise a habit, find something you enjoy, like shopping. It counts as a workout when it's Kohl's Active Sale. Get 20% off across the store and 25% off top active brands that'll have you feeling your best. Adding to your cart is pretty much cardio, right? Find out at Kohl's. Select styles. 25% offer ends August 15th. 20% offer ends August 16th. Exclusions apply. See store or kohls.com for details.
I love days like these at the pool, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can sometimes take me out of the moment. I'm ready to make a splash with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza. Skyrizi is a prescription-only injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. At 4 months, most people saw 90% clearer skin when measured from head to toe, and many were even 100% plaque-free. People also saw significant improvement in psoriasis symptoms of pain, redness, itching, and burning.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Now there's nothing on my skin thanks to Skyrizi, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Hi, I'm Dr. Mary Claire Haver, a board-certified OBGYN and menopause specialist. My new podcast, Unpaused, is the place for bold, unfiltered conversations about what it really takes for women to thrive in the second half of life. Every week, I sit down with medical experts, cultural icons, and powerhouse women to talk about what really matters. New episodes drop every Tuesday. Listen to and follow Unpaused with me, Dr. Mary Claire Haver, available now wherever you get your podcasts.
Precision Pointing and Restoration is pretty much booked for the remainder of the summer, and they have just a few slots available this fall. So here I am again to ask, can your long overdue masonry project really withstand another Pittsburgh polar vortex? Take a look up at your chimney, or better yet, get Precision Pointing out to your home to professionally assess. They guarantee all their work, and they don't require a down payment. Special discounts for vets, seniors, and first responders. BrickPointingPittsburgh.net. Procrastinating ends with a call to Precision Pointing.
The Pittsburgh Speaker Series at Heinz Hall, presented by University of Pittsburgh, announces its 26-27 season. 7 evenings to deepen your understanding of the world around you, featuring Anderson Cooper, former UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson, historian Anne Applebaum, financial journalist Andrew Ross Sorkin, and former NASA Administrator Charles Bolden. The series is sponsored by News Radio KDKA and the Spanos Group of Raymond James. Tickets on sale now at pittsburghspeakers.org.
The Hep C Cure Squad is here for your protection. Cause if you are uncertain, my suggestion is get tested. The time is now. Find your nearest local clinic. What's exquisite? If it's hard for you to travel, they do home visits. You're not alone. Listen, they're here to help. You deserve to focus on your future well-being and health. This next line is tremendously important. You don't have to pay a dime, a single cent, or need insurance. Doc Hep C, I speak, screaming, yell it loudly. Don't you ever doubt me. Come and get your cure from Central Outreach.
Hey, it's Pony back to talk about my guys from Comer and Cross. If your garage floor is cracked and stained, you already know that it's making your entire garage look bad, and a bad epoxy job makes it look worse. With one easy call to Comer and Cross, 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. You can get a quick estimate for a gleaming new Comer and Cross garage floor that you you will love, just like I love mine. A Comer and Cross garage floor, gold standard. It is guaranteed to never chip, crack, or show tire lift like epoxy or paint ever. In just one day, Comer and Cross will fix all your cracks and pits perfectly. They'll apply the gleaming new Comer and Cross concrete floor you choose. They'll even move your stuff out of the garage for you. Several realtors now say a Comer and Cross garage floor can increase your home's value by up to 10%. With over 2,000 five-star reviews and 50% off installation right now, what are you waiting for? Call 1-800-NEW-FLOOR right now. That's 1-800-NEW-FLOOR or schedule us at COMERcross.com.
Yes, we know it's still 90 degrees out, but here come the fall beers at the one place for all your beer needs, Hampton Beer Outlet. Oktoberfest beers, pumpkin beers, they got them already. It's never too early for the rich taste of fall beers. So get to Hampton Beer Outlet today where they've got the best customer service. They've got over 1,000 beers in stock, the best prices anywhere. And yes, now the fall beers. Oktoberfest, pumpkin beers, all there at Hampton Beer Outlet. Drive a little, save a lot. Route 8 in Hampton.
And Doug.
Hot dog! Get your hot dog!
Customize and save with Liberty Mutual.
Hey, what are you doing?
I like your method. Direct. To the point. A little loud, but...
Listen, people don't buy car insurance the same way they do hot dogs.
Not yet, but both are customizable.
Popcorn! Get your popcorn!
Hey, this is a hot dog area.
And customize and save area. Get a quote at libertymutual.com or with your local agent.
Liberty, 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 liberty. Now back to the North Shore Tavern Leadoff Show on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
He hit .330 at AAA Indianapolis, 26 doubles, 7 homers, and he drove in 63, stole 33 bags, and 889 on base plus slugging in 99 AAA games this year. Who am I talking about? Ronnie Simon, of course. He's in the Pirates starting lineup today. That AAA Indy report is brought to you by Allegiant Community Federal Credit Union. Their credit card offer of 5% on gas, groceries, restaurants, travel ends at the end of the month at AllegiantFCU.org. Find the terms and conditions. Simon is in the starting lineup that has Jake Mangum leading off in center field. He struggled this series, hitless in 10 of his 12 at-bats. Brandon Lau at second base. Brian Reynolds, a key to victory today, is getting him going at American Family Field in Milwaukee as the Pirates try to earn a 4-game split of the series against the Brewers. A .945 OPS, .325 batting average all-time in Milwaukee, but he is just 3 out of 13 in the series through the first 3 games this swing around. It is Reynolds in the 3 spot in left field. Endy Rodriguez, after hitting a 2-run homer yesterday, will be the designated hitter and in the cleanup spot. How about that? Spencer Horwitz at first base, followed by Nick Gonzalez. Tough road trip for the Pirates' third baseman, who's hitting 6th, 5 out of 27. So there's another key to victory for you there, courtesy of Spitzer Toyota Monroeville. Visit SpitzerToyota.com. And then it is the aforementioned Ronnie Simon, who was brought up from AAA yesterday. And Marcell Ozuna, the veteran, was released by the club. Simon will hit 7th. Jacob Gonzalez in the 8th spot of the batting order will play shortstop, and Henry Davis is back of home plate catching Braxton Ashcraft today as the Pirates again try to earn the split of the 4-game series. And if they win today, it would be the season series victory for Pittsburgh over Milwaukee. They would go to 7-3 against the Brewers. With 3 games remaining, they'll come back to Pittsburgh and PNC Park in September. But the Pirates have not won a season series against Milwaukee since 2018. Starting lineup brought to you by Central Outreach Wellness Center. Cure your Hep C, no insurance necessary for care. Again, the storylines, if you're just joining us, going into today's 2:10 first pitch. Pirates have dropped 10 of 14. They are 7-12 since the All-Star break, and 2 games under 500 for the first time since March. Not at any point this year have they been 3 under. They're 57-59 with the walls starting to cave in, so it's really important that the Buccos figure out a way somehow to get on the other side of Dustin May, who, again, they have had some success against. A 6.48 ERA in his career in 3 starts against Pittsburgh, the former Dodgers, and Cardinals. Right-hander traded over at the deadline to the Brewers. Braxton Ashcraft trying